let's get into the game. So, last we left off, we found out that there was actually two 800-year-old living members. One of those being Sato. Alchemist is playing something that'll progress lock you, huh? He's not joining me in the archipelago. I'm just doing this solo, but he will bring chaos to my birthday though. That we already planned. Anyways, for those that are watching this on YouTube, I'm planning planned a 12-ish hour stream on March 30th. Anyways, no, what we have planned is already in advance hands, but the major thing is we are going to do a lot of chaos that day for my birthday. But last we left off, Sato was not the only person that was an 800-year-old immortal. The other person that I was speculating, and I actually got right, was Yuza Minakuchi being the other one. So I'm just wondering how much more I have to go back and everything. I'm just trying to figure out some stuff though. Let's see. Where's the curse that I'm looking for? Curse of the Tomoshige. There it is. Let's see. Born curse of Taira no Tomoshige feels of malice and resentment that lingered after the fall of the Taira clan. Kills an individual who meets the conditions by cleaning them in two. Tomoshige... Taira no Tadamori. Vision of Taishima. Toma Kazuki, Ise Bay Legend, Mermaids, Yabikuni, Kamashima, Tortoiseshell. So I've seen the handheld mirror. I wish there was a diving controls, phenomenons. I'm trying to figure out what it is that we need in order to because I have no idea what to do involving the tragedy of Kamashima. Like, what? Well, what am I supposed to do about this one? Maybe I have to go back to one of these ones and actually give myself some refreshers. Discoveries of mermaids, treasure hunts, descendant, and duty. Somikawa conversation, ocean. Nope, not this one. I'm just trying to figure out, like, where it's supposed to go when it comes to this. Huh. I seriously feel like he is a bad guy. But, like... I just don't know what it is I need. Hang on a second, what the f... Wait a second. Wait. Oh, fuck. That symbol right down there. I think I might now know the connection. So, there's this symbol right here, and then there's a symbol on his business card. Don't those look the same, or am I stupid? Is there a piece of paper that I can actually use for a second? Hang on. What's this? Now, this works. Let's see. Pen. There you are. Let's see. So a dot. Z-line. Yeah. What's that symbol? So what is that symbol? So I know the mascot character was done by Tsukasa. But Azuraido, thank you for the follow. I had accidentally stopped the recording by accident. Whoopsie. Meant to press the pause button. Oh well. Let's see. Oh well. I'll just I'll just grab the recording hanging off of YouTube for once. It's been a while since the last time I did that. Anyways. So, I see the symbol, but what does it actually mean? Wait a minute. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Wait, do we know how many people actually have these handheld mirrors? Wait a minute. I'm gonna go back to the storage room real quick. Time to meet up. During their investigation into Yuza's mother, Mari meet Akuji, Yuza, and Azami learn about the curse of raging waves looming over the sea near Kamashima and the mermaid legend at Ise Bay. Just as they're reviewing their findings, Sato Shiranami is mysteriously cut down and they bear witness to her resurrection. Yeah. I'm actually gonna go back to this one real quick. I need to do... start from Chie leaving? Yeah, Kikuko. I needed to ask her. And I think this is the actual area that I have to do in order to do that stuff. Let's see. Because I think she was the one that actually gave us the mirror at the first pace. Okay, mental note, the right click button on your mouse actually makes you go forward too. So I wasn't there that she actually gave the mirror. I think it was during the investigation right here that we actually dealt with that. Let's see. Start from Kikuko conversation. Raging Wings, Amadai report visitors. Boxes. Kamashima merch. Why was that specifically? I know that was specifically... So there's a symbol again that was also on the business card. Kamashima merch, which was the mirror. I'm actually gonna try this out of curiosity, because if it is, I wonder if it is. Alright. So we basically found out about the death of them, which was Yuza. But we were not expecting any of this. I don't think Siskas is the assassin, but I should make sure. Unka Kodona person might actually be your father. Yamashina. Yamashina. which is Yoshihatsu Yamashina, because otherwise I doubt it. Kippei Ikoma is using that last name, so it's definitely. It might be Yoshihatsu Yamashima. But yeah. Where's Tsukasa's stuff? Let's see. Nagisawa, shortly afterwards, Tsukasa was in his security, know her father, one the man who owns multiple companies in Ise. Yep, it's Yamashima. The same Yoshiatsu Yamashima that's interested in immortality. So supposed to do now, and may just find any more of the curse of the raging waves. The cursed shadow again, as well as someone running away. Wait, the shadow. Check something curse related real quick. Earlier, what? Check with the hand mirror to make sure there's any. Whoa! Jesus. Yuza realized something important blinking on it now. Figured out the condition that the curse needed to affect someone. Did he actually say who was marked? Curse could only target women from the island, but now he was targeted. Kameshi Maru hand mirror. You gotta be fucking kidding me. It was actually the hand mirror. Well, okay, we got some new dialogue then, so I'll continue on with the voice acting then. That's it! The Kameshimaru hand mirror. It's gotta be that. I knew it. Yuza took that mirror out of his pocket right before it happened. He lifted it up to about his neck and then his head was chopped off. And when I was attacked, I had the hand mirror in my jacket pocket too. That's gotta be it. Didn't they say those hand mirrors were handed out to everyone on the island? Well, Azabi, you feeling okay now? Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry you had to see me like that. But if we're this close to finding who did all this, there's no time to be moping around. First things first, if any of you still have that mirror, get rid of it now. Oh, good point. So, Sato, you figured it out, haven't you? The one behind this curse? The assassin who used the curse to kill so many. Oh. Hang on. The person that actually gave him out. What was her name again? It was Kikuro, right? Yeah, Kikuko Tsutsui. She was the one that actually handed out the mirrors. But I don't know who it is yet, so I'll just say I'm not sure yet. Huh?
No, sorry, I hadn't figured out that much yet.
I just figured it had to be whoever handed out those mirrors, no?
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. So then...
Who is the assassin who caused the tragedy in Kamashima? It's Kikuko.
It has to be Kikuko, right?
You saying she never actually died?
Wait, you're saying Kikuko was killed too?
Yeah, we saw her lying in a pool of blood by the jetty.
You did? I was just there earlier. I remember seeing a large blood stain but no body.
Really? I guess someone must have moved her? In all this chaos, who got time to move a body with everyone panicking like this? Where would they even move her?
There are so many dead, we barely have the time or space to lay folks down and cover them up.
That's true. Then maybe she never actually died? Managed to get up and walk off on her own?
But if Kikuko's the assassin, why would she let herself get hit by the curse's attack?
Wait. If she managed to get up from the death... I mean, I doubt it, but maybe she's immortal like you, Sato?
No way!
What was that? You said that so casually, but I could have sworn you just said Sato is... immortal?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but yeah, that's basically what it boils down to.
So that's what happened earlier. That explains what everyone was talking about.
Still, I don't think there are others like me out there.
You think so? Is it really that rare? I don't really have a frame of reference.
I have another theory that's more likely. Azami, did you get a good look at Kikuko's wounds?
I mean, not really. It was pretty dark out and we were kind of panicking. Wait, are you saying maybe she wasn't actually hurt at all?
The most likely explanation is that she got up after faking her death. Maybe she faked being a victim using fake blood or something to avoid suspicion.
So she waited for others to see her and then just slipped away in the confusion? Oh, guess the cat's out of the bag. Heck, Kikuko, you really are still alive. Yep, I hate to break it to you, but I ain't immortal or anything fancy like that. Just fake blood is all. I was hiding up by the lighthouse, but then I heard you all talking, so I figured I may as well come out. Too bad you figured it all out. There really is no turning back for me now. Sato, I was told to bring you in, even if it means killing every last person on the island.
His shadow!
Doesn't matter, we already tossed those damn mirrors. The curse can't touch us now. Just so you know, I've got your friend Tsukasa Awo marked even now. You're the one person I cannot forgive.
Huh? I am? How? The cursed target wasn't just tied to the hand mirrors?
She's just bluffing. Sato, get behind me. I'm not letting her take you. It's pointless. Disobey me and Tsukasa will be first to die.
No, I surrender. I'll go with you quietly.
What? Sato, what are you saying? Now is not the time to be joking.
I know. I made up my mind. I can't let anyone else get killed because of me. There's no resisting this curse. It's too strong.
Sato, no! Good, smart choice. Otherwise, everyone on the island would have perished. Kikuko, why are you doing this? You grew up here too. Does this place mean nothing to you? I guess I have some feelings for this place. But if I didn't serve those ties, my world would never change. What the hell are you talking about? He is the only one. The only one who ever sparked a change in my miserable excuse for a life. Now he'll finally acknowledge me. I'll become who I was meant to be. That's your reason for all this? This island never cared about people. Always just blamed everything on curses. Surely you all understand wanting to destroy this shithole. I just took up the reins. someone needed to break the cycle. Now I can finally start living my own life, free from all that bullshit. Anyway, we need to get moving. There's a boat waiting out back. If you follow us, I'll kill Tsukasa. Do yourselves a favor and stay right there, okay?
Thank you. Both of you. Please don't try to follow. It's too dangerous.
God damn it! No, Sato! Unfortunately, I can't have people that know my identity just walking away, especially not you, Tsukasa. So in the end, she still kills Tsukasa anyways. The following day, the bodies of Azami, Kamui, and Tsukasa Awa were found beneath the lighthouse, collapsed together in a lifeless heap. Azami, who had been helping search for the curse mark, tried to take Tsukasa's place, but ended up caught in the curse instead. But the tragedy that struck Kamashima didn't end there. Right after the assassin left Kamashima with Sato Shiranami, a new calamity followed. A violent storm born of the curse of the raging waves erupted in the seas around the island. As expected, the curse could not be sealed away by the bronze mirror alone. Ferocious winds and towering waves pounded the island for 3 days and nights, leaving devastation in their wake. Most islanders who had tried to flee the tragedy by boat that night were lost to the storm and remain missing to this day. Among them was the assassin behind the incident. And Sato Shiranami, who went along with her. She was never to be seen again. Ending 1, the tragedy of Kamashima. Huh. Wait a minute. So it wasn't just the hand mirror, it was anything Kamashima merch related, maybe? Huh. I'm curious as to what's gonna happen at the end of these credits. Or do I have to play the entire story again? That's a bigger question. Oh, hi, storyteller! You have my heartfelt thanks for all your hard work thus far. And so the affair surrounding Kamashima had reached one of its possible conclusions. Sadly, it seems neither Yuza Minakuchi nor Sato Shiranami were able to achieve their goals. To avoid arriving at this particular outcome, please continue progressing through the story chart. After all, you came here for that very purpose, did you not? Oh my. Are you perhaps still unsure of who you are? No need to worry, I'm confident you'll remember in time. You're just missing a few key pieces. As you travel along the story chart and shape what happens, perhaps you'll remember your part in this. Be sure to think on it as you move forward. Well then, I'm sure we'll see each other again soon. Farewell for now. Oh! Accepted fate. Vision of the future. So I had to reach that bad ending in order to go to the next parts. Okay. Let's do Vision of the Future. Yuza headed out with Azami to go diving before he suddenly mentioned something he must do. Before returning to the island, the pair go to a certain location at sea. So, what's this important thing you have to do, Yuza? That sounds like it must be a pretty big deal. It is. I just hope you'll believe me. Listen and don't fly off the handle. Please forgive the interruption. I have an important announcement to make. The moment you have been waiting for has arrived. Everything is ready for you to proceed. On August 7th, upon returning to Kamashima after his dive, Yuza Minakuchi embarks on the fight of a lifetime. For unbeknownst to him, at this precise moment in time, a slew of predicaments would await him everywhere he turned. As for this really important thing he has to do, that is of course preventing the tragedy of Kamashima from coming to pass. The event of the 400-year-old Curse of the Raging Waves draws nearer Kamashima with every passing moment. Even so, do try to remember that Yuza's true aims are to locate a mermaid and uncover the truth about his mother. Will Yuza Minakuchi succeed in overcoming these challenges and fulfilling his objective, you ask? That is entirely up to you and the actions you choose to take from this moment forth. Thus concludes my announcement. I wish you good fortune! What? You think Kukuo is plotting to work a curse that will cause a massacre on the island? Yeah, you might find it hard to believe, but I'm sure about this. You're gonna have to give me a second to get this, take this in. This is way heavier than I was expecting. I mean, a curse? I know I told you about the Tomokazuki and all, but how'd you even find out about this? Have you got any proof? Well, I saw the future with my own two eyes, but I'm afraid I don't have any proof I can show you right now. You saw the future? Yuza, if this is some kind of prank, you better cut it out right now. Seriously, this shit isn't funny. You're going to follow. If you're just fooling around, I don't know if we can be friends anymore. Do you think it's easy for me to call someone I'm on friendly terms with a murderer? I couldn't say something like this unless I was dead certain. I need you to trust me on this, Azami, before it's too late. Oh, man. You're not making this easy, Yuza. I can't just... I mean... No, I understand. I won't ask you to believe me until I can present you with solid proof. Till then, I still need your help. I can't just sit back and let this happen. Okay, I won't try to stop you, but I'm not doing anything drastic till I'm sure we're doing the right thing. That's all I need to hear. Thanks, Azami. But for real, what's gotten into you, Yuza? What do you mean? I know you're headstrong and all, but this is way beyond what I expect from you. It's like you're a totally different person. Come on, you're exaggerating. I'm the same old Yuza I've always been. Yeah, no. Huh? What are you two doing here? And what's with that getup? Yuza, don't tell me you've been diving. Kikuko, do you have a minute? I heard you were heading out to the northern shore to fish in the bay today, so I came out to find you. Where'd you hear that? I only just decided that this morning. I didn't even tell anyone. Bird. Mockingbirds. Not found, not found, not found. So is there anyone I meet with Shotaro on Chuo Street? Okay. Not found, not found, not found. So I'll have to go back and try and see if I can find this one real quick. That'll be later. We're on the northern side of Kamashima and not many people come here to fish. I can tell Azami is trying to believe in me. That's a good start, at least. Yuza, are you sure about this? Just so we're clear, I'm leaving to talking to you. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Right, this is where it all begins. This is my chance.
Hi, Ilgamish!
I have to find a way to change that future. If I don't have any evidence, I doubt I could just talk Kikuko out of this. You don't do something like that on a whim. Whatever her motives are, they must be powerful. Even if I somehow manage to get her curse stone, there's still the risk that whatever destructive impulse has a hold of her would drive her to make the tragedy happen some other way. And that's why my best bet at containing the situation is to try and distract her. Going to change the future, one step at a time. There's no rush after all. Since we came here instead of heading back to the port, things are already different.
Is the Ilgamish grabbing a snack? Okay. Hey, go back to my game, he says, yep.
Kikuko is looking at us suspiciously, but I guess that's to be expected. We're surprised we're here alone after all. You've been passing Kamashima Maru hand mirrors around to everyone, right? Yeah, I have. Sounds like someone kept their ear to the ground. So, how many have you given out? Who's got one already? I don't know. I haven't kept track to hag or anything. But if I had to guess, I reckon it'd be about 20 or so? Why though? You want one too? If so, I'll get one to you later. Oh, no thanks. Don't worry about it. Hmm? So yourself, they're pretty sweet little items if I do say so myself.
Hi, what's up? Hi. What's up?
Patting your head
Why are you patting my head?
because you're short.
Wait, it's because I'm sitting down, you goober!
You're still short.
Meanie Bobini.
Yes, I am.
Damn it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Ogmish for you, the Wizard Ferret of Chaos.
Silly goober you are.
So, were you really off diving? You sure you should be doing that? If Chie finds out, she'll give you an earful, no doubt about it. Don't I know it? Seems everyone thinks I'm bringing this island bad luck just by being here. Yuza. Well, sure, some folks might say that, but it's not as if you've done anything to deserve that kind of talk. I don't see a problem with you becoming an Alma diver myself. I appreciate that. Just today, plenty of folks told me not to go diving because the storm's on its way. But when they don't talk sense, I just ignore them, and so should you. I've been wondering. Are you unhappy here on the island, Kikuko? Huh? What made you think that? Oh no. I just get the feeling you're not planning to stay here as an Alma diver forever. Ha! You normally play the fool, but turns out you're pretty sharp, Yuza. Truth is, I can't help thinking of the future. You can earn a decent living as an Alma diver if you know what you're doing, but all these old rules and customs tend to get in the way. I've been trying to change them here and there, but it's no good. Everyone's too stubborn to listen. I see. No luck, huh? Mark my words, nothing ever gonna change around here, and just between you and me... As much as I love being surrounded by nature on this island, the culture here just isn't for me. So that's how you feel. Honestly, I'm about ready to break ties with this place. Not that anyone else needs to know that. Don't go spreading it around now. Hey guys, guess what? That's immediately what I'm thinking. Frankly, I had no idea you were so interested in diving, Yuza. So, Kikuko, when you left the island, you did some kind of office work, right? Huh, that's true and all, but why are you asking? I was, just wondering if you might have preferred your life back then. I mean, you must have had more opportunities to meet people and go out on dates and all that. Stop right there! As if I don't hear enough of that as it is, what has it got to do with you anyway? Sorry, I didn't mean to pry. I was just wondering if you still kept in contact with anyone. Sure, a few people. Just a few. Would you say any of them had a big influence on you? Huh? Seriously, what's all this about? Oh, nothing really. I was just curious. Listen, working for the company wasn't exactly a huge break in my career. All I did was pour tea and answer the phone. Huh. Anyway, Yuza, did you really come all the way out here just to chat? Something like that, but I've wasted enough of your time. Thanks for hearing me out. Come on, Azami, let's go. If you're sure. See you later, Kikuko. So because we distracted her, we might have changed some things that actually happened later tonight. Right. I know we just got back. But there's no time to waste. We gotta track down and collect all the Kamashima Maru mirrors Kikuko had as soon as possible. Huh? Why? If I'm right, those mirrors are actually the targets of the curse. No way, seriously? Still, man, all this curse business is a bit much. Look, given what people think of me, I'd have a hard time handling this on my own. I'm going to need your help, Azami. Because we'll have to try and convince everyone the mirrors are defective or something, but we better not let Kikuko find out what we're up to. Yuza, I want to believe you, and I'd like nothing more than to help you out. But before I lift a finger, there's something I gotta know. Alright? See, I've got a pretty good idea of what made you change out of the blue like this. You do? When you were diving before and you came face to face with the Tomokazuki, something happened, didn't it? You haven't been the same since then. And come to think of it, does this have anything to do with your search for a mermaid? You're right. I should have told you the full story to begin with. I've been in such a rush that I got ahead of myself. You're right. Something did happen to me, and I'll tell you all about it right now if you want to hear. I'm all ears. First of all, tracking down a mermaid is still my end goal. That hasn't changed. At least something's still the same. But what I'm trying to do right now started when I found out about the danger Kamashima is in, and realized I had to do something to prevent it. Are you with me so far? Sure, if I knew the island was in danger, I'd want to protect it too. But how did you find out about that anyway? Earlier you said you saw the future. When did that happen? It was when I encountered the Tomokazuki. The moment our hands touched, everything went dark and then the future unfolded before me. Huh. So it was kind of like a vision from the Tomokazuki? A warning? That's exactly what it felt like. A stream of images filled my mind all at once, together with a rush of understanding. It's like they were imprinted into my memory. I don't know how it works. But I believe what I saw. I know what's going to happen here on Kamashima if I don't do something to change it. So that's what started all this, huh? Yuza, did you know there was a Tomokazuki there? Is that why you picked that spot to dive? No, it's like I told you. I was hoping to find a clue there since that's the spot where I encountered a mermaid once before. I never would have dreamed I'd end up seeing a vision of a tragedy like that. For all I know, this might have nothing to do with mermaids at all, but now that I know about it, I just can't forget it, can I? Of course not. And now that I know the full story, you can count on my help too. So seeing as Kikuko is the culprit, I'm guessing we need to collect the sand mirrors to save everyone? Yeah, but she's not the only threat. There's more to this. More? There are actually 2 calamities on the horizon for Kamashima today. 2? You gotta be kidding me! The first is the massacre caused by Kikuko's curse. And the second is the curse of the Raging Wave, which has been brewing up a violent storm for the last 400 years. It's going to hit the island tonight! No way! You lost me again! I can't keep up! For starters, why all this happening on the same day? Oh no, I get the feeling it's just an unfortunate coincidence. And there would have been nothing we could do about it either, but since I've been forewarned, I have a chance to prevent it. I'll explain the rest on the way. There's no time to lose. We have to track down every last one of those mirrors. Oh! Now we have these 2. So, Visions of the Future, I'm going to actually press Accepted Fate real quick. Several days after the night of the tragedy, Yuza is lost and is not alone on the beach. Timeline split, yep. But I'm going to just check this one and see what's going on with this one. It's been 1 week since the night Kamashima was struck by a tragic storm of mysterious attacks. All in all, it resulted in 16 casualties, 7 missing, and 20 buildings totally or partially destroyed. Horrific calamity has caused a huge stir when news broke out about what happened. Culprit responsible for the massacre is still unknown and the investigation is ongoing. I went diving this morning for the first time since that day. No one's taking their boats out right now, so it was just a short dive from the shore. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! Hi! Sometimes I think about the plans we all made to have fun here. I wonder what would have gone if we had turned out the way it did. Guess there's no point thinking about that now, though. The fact that those 2 are there, though. Oh, shit! I have a lot of shit. We still don't know who the culprit behind the massacre of the so-called assassin was. The The investigation is proceeding under the assumption that it was one of the people who went missing that night. But it seems like it's not making much progress. Among other things, they're having to conduct it behind closed doors so word doesn't get out it was caused by a curse. Many people tried to escape the island by sea that night, but most of them ended up getting caught in the storm and gone missing. Could the culprit behind the massacre have been among them? Curse of the Raging Waves. The same night as the attack on Kamashima, a massive storm caused by the Curse of the Raging Waves broke out into the sea of the southern island. To use the bronze mirror my mom left wasn't enough to hold back the curse by itself after all. Many of those who attempted to flee the island by boat were caught in the storm and are still missing. The storm descended on Kamashima soon afterwards, and the island was swept by harsh winds and lashing rain for 3 days straight. No one was able to leave their homes, and it caused blackouts and landslides across the island. Several buildings were also completely destroyed. Everyone was made painfully aware just how fearsome the Curse of the Raging Waves is. Combined with the horror of the massacre, the entire ordeal has left a deep scar on those who remain. There's still an eerie rumbling coming from the sea, and no one knows when another storm might strike again. Everyone here is still too on edge to take their boats out to fish, and the ferry service to the island is currently suspended as well. Naturally, no one paid me any mind when I headed out to dive today. Parents from Tokyo had apparently come to Kamashima to try and find a way to dispel the Curse of the Raging Waves. They were extremely regretful about failing to stop the storm and went around and apologized to everyone in his wake. Seems they're still planning to find a solution though, so they have asked for my cooperation. Hence the reason why those two are actually right behind me. The storm struck before we could even mourn those who were killed and left the town in tatters. Things are barely functioning right now. Everyone is somehow managing to get by on the aid we're receiving, but it's apparently going to take years to fully rebuild. Some people fled Kamashima the moment they could, citing what happened as proof of some sort of divine punishment. But most of those who stayed are already trying to put tragedy behind them and look to the future. They managed to get back on their feet 5 years ago, so I'm sure they'll be fine this time too. Although they've been bombarded by accusations and demands for them to take responsibility, the Wakamuras have been busy doing what they can. Following news reports on the calamity, there was an uptick in unsavory rumors that Kamashima is cursed in some way. But perhaps because of the curse the cult creates, a bunch of people have experienced interest in visiting once all the restoration work's done. The mail order service for souvenirs that was set up to help fund recovery efforts have been flooded with orders. I don't have much to show for my dives today. My catch has been pretty pitiful to say the least. Looks like I really am hopeless without a zombie. Azami and Tsukasa's bodies were found in front of the lighthouse. There's no way of knowing what happened to them now, but I'm told Azami was found collapsed on top of Tsukasa as though he tried to protect her to the very end. Wouldn't have expected anything less from him. Unable to bear the tragedy that had befallen Kamashima, Sato Shiranami apparently gave herself over to the assassin and left the island with them. I don't know if whoever sent the assassin got what they wanted in the end. I'm probably never coming back. By the way, they took any chance of my seeing her again with them. You leave? What? Doubt I'll ever meet her again. After all that happened, I'm once again the only one left alive. Well, I don't know if alive is the right word. I did get my head cut off once by the curse after all. But to be honest, I don't have it in me to carry anymore. I couldn't fulfill what I set out to do, despite swearing I'd see it through. I have nothing left. Seems my fate in the hands of that pair from Tokyo now. I don't know what they have planned for me, but whatever it is, I intend to accept it. Thank you everyone for everything. Is this an alternate ending? Goodbye. What? This has gotta be a bad ending. Yep, a hopeless outcome. That was Yuza's ending. Alright. So, before we get into Yumiko and Arnav, let's do this one. Approximately 1 month ago, having only just returned home to Kamashima, Yuza Miyakuchi goes to the roof of the Kantakisho ruins for some time alone, only to find Sato Shiranami there. I'm gonna take this opportunity to go and grab myself something to eat, because Ogamish's noodles are actually making me hungry. I see you sticking your tongue out like that. You goober. I has chippies. Huh? Someone already here. How unusual.
Huh! You scared me. Darn, I didn't think anyone else would come here.
Oh, I take it I'm not welcome? I didn't think there would be anyone else up here either, so that makes two of us.
So, who are you?
I'm Yuza Minakuchi. I recently moved back to Kamashima.
Ah. So you're the old friend of Tsukasa's, was it?
Yep. I don't think we've spoken before. You're Sato Shiranami, right? Mr. Wakamura's relative? Nice to meet you.
Wait, how do you know who I am? That's kind of creepy.
You're pretty much the talk of the town. I'm sure almost everyone here knows who you are.
Is that so? I'd rather not stand out.
It's a small island. Word spreads quick about who comes and goes.
Sorry, but could you leave me be? I don't feel like talking to anyone.
Let's see. Well, I just came here to enjoy the view alone. I'll just be over here looking at the sea, so I won't be a bother. That work for you?
Fine.
Bread. They built a rest spot for any tourists who come up here, but it doesn't see it much use. You can see all the way from the Ise Bay toward the Enchu Sea from here. It's a great view. That doesn't mean I want to share it with anyone. Thankfully, most of the islanders don't come up here that often, so I sometimes come here to unwind. There are a lot of reefs in the area, and the tide is strong, so it can make for tough sailing. But from here, it looks as tranquil as it can be. Coming here always helps clear my mind. Now that I'm back here after quitting work after just 3 months. I went to a boarding school on the mainland for high school, so it's been about 3.5 years since I actually lived on Kamashima. Nothing's changed. It's almost as if time itself has stopped here. You could say that one of the good things about living on an isolated island like this. But for me, that means it's just as uncomfortable as ever. Ever since the disaster 5 years ago, people here haven't exactly been subtle about avoiding me. Maybe it's as good as the time as any to start seriously looking into my mom. Sato Shiranami. I hear she's a relative of Mr. Wakamura's who will be staying with him for a while. But apparently no one's heard of her, so the island rumor mill's been working overtime ever since she arrived. Days have calmed down a bit, but when she first showed up, she knew so little about how things worked that the gossip was that she was some sort of sheltered princess, that or she'd been raised by animals. Even now, she spends most of her time cooped up at Wakamura, so the mystery has only grown. I guess it doesn't really matter, though. Is she really a relative of Mr. Wakamura's? I wonder what she's doing here. She's 17 just like Tsukasa, but it doesn't seem like she goes to school. Because it doesn't really matter, though. Now that I have a better look at her, she's really tall, maybe even taller than Azami, and he's 173 centimeters. She said she doesn't want to stand out, but that's going to be tough at that height. Rather not stand that close to her, to be honest. Processing plant I worked at wasn't a bad place or anything, but work there didn't feel that fulfilling either. Just happened to come across when I was looking for a job. Never really been sure what I want to do with my life. Azami has always a clear goal of becoming a fisherman. To be honest, I've always felt a bit jealous of that. After losing my parents in the disaster 5 years ago, people not only began to avoid me, they avoid talking about my mom as well. At some point, I honestly began to wonder if there was much point in me being alive. I've only made it this far because of my grand and Azami. Could never forgive myself and made the two of them sad. They're the only reasons I'm still here drifting through life. Not that there's much I can do here. I've got to find some work here soon so they won't worry about me. I've always been good at swimming, so I've actually been thinking about alma diving as an option. I haven't gone swimming since this disaster, but I wonder if Gran would be happy if I followed in her footsteps and became an alma diver. Maybe I'll start looking into it in secret. Though I'll only be able to do it during the diving season, so I still have time to find something else. I originally came back here to take care of Gran after her injury, but her condition has improved a lot recently. She can walk around by herself now and even been handling the cleaning and laundry. Wouldn't be surprised if she had said she was planning to go back to diving. Kamashima women sure are made of sterner stuff. I'm still worried about her. You never know what could happen after all. Seems she's been watching a lot of TV recently, perhaps because she's had spent a lot of time at home. She seems a bit bummed that she doesn't have anyone to talk to about her shows, though. She's staring at the sun and sea this whole time. Could it be she sees something out there? Azami was really happy to hear that I was coming back to Kamashima. He even helped make sure my return would go as smoothly as possible. I can't thank him enough. He's a true friend. On top of that, he's hardworking and kind. It's easy to see why so many people here like him. But he's involved in a bunch of stuff around the island now. So he's much busier than he used to be. It goes without saying, we can't mess around like we used to anymore. Tsukasa's also put some distance between herself and us since she started high school. Guess she's a bit self-conscious about things now. Miss hanging out with her, but maybe this is just part of growing up. Still, it's no exaggeration to say that it's all thanks to the zombie that I'm able to live here like this. I won't do anything to let him down. So it wouldn't bother her, I should stop staring already. Okay. Right then, time to think of how to make my own way through life from now on. Try out plenty of time, but I don't want to be a burden for any longer than I have to be. On the contrary, if there's some way for me to make a graceful exit and draw the curtains on it all, maybe that would be for the best. The same thought's been lurking in my mind ever since that day. What's the point in living if I'm just going to cause trouble for Gran and Azami? Time to think of how to make my own way through my life from now on. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! Girl! Girl! Girl, don't do that! Jesus!
Made you jump, didn't I?
You did. Of course you did! Anyone would be startled by someone sneaking up on them like that.
At least you admit it. You can consider that payback for before.
Anyway, do you need something?
Oh, right. I can't focus with someone else around after all, so I want you to leave.
Huh? No, you're the one who should leave. It's fate, an immutable law of the universe that was decided tens of thousands of years ago.
Oh, really? I was here first, though. Isn't first come, first serve also an immutable law of the universe?
That's true. Okay, fine, I'll leave.
Huh? You caved a lot faster than I expected. Still, I kind of feel bad for chasing you off like this. So you can have this Kamashima keychain I picked up over there as well.
Pushing random stuff you picked up the ground onto others, eh? So, who could have thrown such a cute keychain anyway? Nah, you didn't do anything wrong, but since you're offering... I'll be on my way as promised then. Sorry for the interruption.
Sure. Huh?
Hmm?
I see. So that's how it is.
Something wrong?
Oh no, I was just thinking it must be pretty rough. Yeah, pretty rough, alright. It's none of my business though. Bye.
Whoa, whoa. How am I supposed to just walk away after you say cryptic stuff like that? But if no answers are forthcoming, I'll simply have to be on my way. Later. She knew this entire time. I bet she knew this entire damn time. Oh! There's something right here. This is blank. Wonder what happens if I actually choose the other option. Nope, you didn't scare me at all. It'll take more than singing up behind me to make me jump.
Really? I'm pretty sure you just jumped a bit just now.
Nope, you were just seeing things. Tell me, where are we now in the space-time continuum? How long has it been since the creation of the universe?
Nope, stop right there. I'm not playing your silly little kitty game.
Phew, looks like I was able to play it off. Good job, me. Anyway, you need something? Can't focus with someone on leave, huh? Fine. Fine. How much will you pay me?
Money, is it? That's all your bureaucrats think about. Money, money, money. Very well. A string of 3,000 cash coins, and that's my final offer. You won't get a single drop of money out of me.
What? Who even has an ancient currency like that anymore? And wasn't that the bounty for Imagawa Yomashito's head? How much money do you have?
Don't worry. It's only about 60 yen in modern currency.
Damn, inflation's pretty nuts. 60 yen it is, then.
Here you go. I do feel a bit bad you only got a measly 60 yen out of the deal, though. So you can have the Kamashima Mario keychain I picked up over there as well.
Pushing random stuff you pick up on the ground onto others, eh? Okay. I'll be on my way as promised. Sorry for the interruption. Sure. Okay then, so this might actually appear with alternate options and everything. Maybe. Let's see what happens. So wonder what happens if I actually press accept. Very well.
Very well, I'll get rid of the curse.
Ah, I knew it. How's it done?
Well, I don't know just yet, but I will by tomorrow, I promise.
Ah, if you don't know that, I just can't rely on that. So even the one who brought this curse upon us doesn't know how to lay it to rest. I suppose I have no choice but to take Gokukodono's deal and hand you over. Okay. Alrighty then. I think this actually will not change anything anyways for that. So this might actually just be hidden in general until something else changes from these positions. So let's go ahead and do Yumiko Shiki's point of view, and then we'll do Avi's. While pursuing another case, Yumiko and her partner find out that the mermaid corpse discovered in Futamiyagura is that woman of name Azua Somakawa. Duo try to find out what to do next. This large bridge spanning Onurora Bay in Toba City is known as the Onura Bridge. I heard that the waters of the bay are rich in nutrients, making them ideal for oyster farming. You can see the rafts used floating in the bay. Oh, oysters. Very nice. Oysters harvesting only begin in October though, so I'm afraid they're out of season right now. Oh, darn it all. I knew Ise lobsters were only available from October, but it seems you won't be able to eat oysters either. Please don't look so sad, man. We can always come again sometime. Let's see, Onora Bridge. Notable for its distinct white arch, Onora Bridge is a 196-meter bridge spanning Onora Bay in Toba City, Miyapri picture, built to have no columns, allowing ships to pass beneath it with ease. The contrast of its white arch with the blue sea and sky and the green of the mountains paint a picturesque scene, making it popular with tourists. The bridge takes its name from its role as a crossing over Onora Bay, but the name is written with the character for hemp, sung of in old waka poems as a vessel from divine spirits. As such, kanji characters that make up its name differ slightly from those used to write Onora Bay. Holy shit, there was a bird up there! God damn! Soda gives off the impression of being all business, but he often goes along with any suggestions I make to stop and take in the scenery. Despite appearances, I think he quite enjoys the quiet moments like this. Bright blue. After discovering the mermaid found in Futamiyagura, this morning was in fact Somikawa's transfigured corpse. We headed to Ijiki town for further investigation and are now on our way back. This feels like as good an opportunity as any to take stock of our current position and talk about our next move. Now then, as much as I like to relax and enjoy our surroundings, shall we take this chance to review the current situation and talk about our next move? A sound idea, yes. First, Detective Ide contacted us this morning, informing us that a mermaid corpse had washed up in Futomiyagura. Futogamira. I don't know why my brain kept on flip-flopping. However, when we went to investigate, we discovered that the corpse was in fact that of Miss Somekawa, whose whereabouts we're looking into. She had been transformed into a fish by a curse. Quite a troublesome development. She was shaping up to be a key figure in a number of incidents. With that in mind, the most likely culprits are the 2 foreigners we ran into the day before yesterday in Jijika. Yes. One of them was seen taking Miss Somekawa out to sea by boat. I regret not doing more to pursue them at the time. It's possible we could have saved her if we had. I'm sorry. That was poor judgment on my part. Then the other half of the pair was a young exorcist with ties to the paranormal affairs. I believe her name was Circe, yes? That also is quite worrying. I wonder what she could be up to. If it turns out she's been using curses on ordinary people, we at Paranormal Affairs will probably be held responsible. Though I doubt the Bureau would agree to act as custodian for someone who would behave so recklessly. I like to believe some manner and circumstances are at hand, yes. Well, I suppose if anything happens, I can just get the higher-ups to take responsibility. That's what higher-ups are for, aren't they? Being responsible for their subordinates. I think you'll find that's the saying used by superiors as a goal, not by the subordinates to shrink responsibility. Despite her abilities, I doubt that girl would be able to use the Curse of the Forsaken Fish. Regardless of who wielded it, I think it's safe to say that a curse stone was involved. Agreed. We have 2 people from the same town falling victim to the same curse after all. I think it's reasonable to assume this was due to Obzelia's use of a curse stone. Yes. The first victim was Tomiko Suma, who succumbed to the curse 2 days ago. The second was Miss Somekawa from yesterday. The state they were found in hasn't been publicly disclosed, so they're still being officially treated as missing. Still, a curse stone housing the Curse of the Forsaken Fish, huh? Is something wrong? The Curse of the Forsaken Fish is one of the curse mermaids can use, you see. For it to have become a curse stone, the mermaid in question must have experienced overwhelming resentment. An example might be if they were killed while bearing a powerful grudge against someone. That sounds like it would be a rare event indeed. Why do I get the feeling there was a mermaid who died like that, though? Who was it? It feels like the name's on the tip of my tongue. Could it be a memory from that time? Although I imagine many of your older memories have faded by now. I have to try and remember. What was the name of the mermaid who died while harboring strong feelings of resentment? Oh, I actually forgot too. Was it Ise? Give me that. Curse of the Forsaken Fish. Hayase. It was Hayase. 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 I believe that's how it's pronounced. I think that's how it's spelled. Yep. Hayase. That's right. Her name was Hayase. I can't believe it. I completely forgotten, but it just suddenly popped into my head. Oh? So there was a mermaid who died like that, was there? There was. I finally remember. One of the mermaids who lived near Taishima 400 years ago was called Hayase. She was captured during the invasion of Taishima and died after being brutally tortured. This is the first I've heard of mermaids living near Taishima. Oh, right. Your ancestor Harukage Tsuchimikodo must have left them out of his records. The reason Taishima was invaded in the first place was to find those mermaids, you see? I see. I was unaware of the exact reason for their invention. It's understandable. A deliberate effort was made not to mention mermaids in any of the records left after the fact. I suppose hiding the map inside a mermaid mummy was intended to be a metaphor of sorts? I can't believe I forgot something so important. But if that curse stone is related to what happened on Taishima 400 years ago, it's likely it has some link of the curse of the raging waves as well. If we can view the memories contained in it, we might be able to learn more about the curse of the raging waves. I wonder. Could the keepsake Harukage left behind using the map have been cursed of the housing of the curse of the forsaken fish? I see. That's certainly a possibility. In that case, it's not unthinkable someone might have gotten hold of it recently, and there's a high chance it was those two foreigners. Alright, we've narrowed down our focus. Seems a change in priorities is needed. Let's find the curse stone for the curse of the forsaken fish as soon as possible. That should be the most efficient course of action, I think. Agreed. Still, I can't help but wonder why I suddenly remember that mermaid's name out of nowhere. No, perhaps you should be wondering how I could have forgotten something so important in the first place. It's looking incredibly likely that the pair of foreigners had the curse stone. Yes, we did just go to Ichika to see if we could find any leads on where they could have headed. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find anything promising. Wonder where they could have gone. We also still don't know why they approached Miss Somikawa. Could they be after the mermaid's relic? If I'm not mistaken, that girl certainly did mention the relic. Were they looking for taking it themselves? But where would they have headed afterwards? Kamashima! That's where they are! What? Kamashima? I thought we decided we weren't going there today. We failed to find any promising leads yesterday after all. No, something's telling me they went to Kamashima, and I get the feeling this is a hunch I shouldn't ignore. Alright, let's head to the port to Toba City. We'll catch a ferry to Kamashima from there. So this area is also blank too, because I have to figure out these two then. Okay. After arriving in Kamashima, Abi and Cersei continue to ask around about mermaids, but this garners suspicion and they find themselves unable to gain any information. Just need a moment to eat something real quick. Well, so much for that. Even after everything we went through, we've got nothing to show for it. It's almost astounding how little we've managed to learn, like some reverse miracle.
Worse. I think rumors spread and now everyone is avoiding us.
This is a pickle. I can't even bring up mermaids without the islanders looking at me like some odd foreigner who lost his marbles. And for some reason, mentioning Marimi Kuchi makes things even worse. Did people hate her or something? Just hearing her name makes them recoil with undistinguished disgust.
Yes, I noticed that too. Though your way of asking probably doesn't help much. Well, how about we take a break from investigating and go for a little sightseeing instead? Seems like there's a shrine and a lighthouse around here, so we might as well drop by.
Count me in. To be honest, the way people are treating us has started to bum me out. Maybe heading to the lighthouse to unwind a bit wouldn't be such a bad idea. No, we must go to the jetty, and that's that!
But don't scare me like that! What's gotten into you all of a sudden?
The waves of my yearning soul keep crashing against my chest, insisting I seek out the shore!
Right. Sure. The usual then.
Well then, off we go! So why specifically here? Oh! Oh, looks like we got ourselves a spunky young lady here. Maybe we should have a word with her. Alright, this could be our last chance. Let's give it our all.
Excuse me. Could we speak with you for a moment?
Wait. Cersei, no, there's no way she'll want to talk to us if we are that forward. Foreign visitors! How unusual! And your names are Avi and Cersei? Welcome to Kamashima. My name is Kikuko. I'm an Ama diver. Kikuko, the Ama diver. Such a pleasure to meet a charming young lady in a place like this. Charming young lady, you say? Oh my. Well, now you're allowed to ask me anything you like. Why did I feel the sudden urge to go to the jetty earlier? Thanks to that, we ended up running into Kikuko. Oh. Okay, I see what's going on. Looks like we made a solid first impression. She seemed genuinely excited to talk to us. After all that lengths we went to, I refuse to leave this place without at least a few answers. Wait. Come to think of it, I completely forgot about the still tight mirror that Hattie Ikoma told us to look for. I guess I'll try my luck and ask. So you're an active Ama diver then? Are there many young divers these days? Not really. The younger generation doesn't really go for diving anymore. It just makes more sense to pressure higher education. I see. It's a real shame to see such a long-standing tradition slowly fade away. Well, it is quite dangerous. After all, can't really blame them for choosing safer options. Just the other day, I heard 2 Ama divers went missing around Toba. Ooh.
Speaking of Ama divers. I heard Ama divers have a legend that if you go diving around here, there's a chance Tomokazuki might emerge from the depths.
Ah, Cersei, enough with the ghost stories! You sure know a lot, don't you? You're right, it's all well-known legend. Not that I've seen it with my own eyes or anything. Don't know anyone else who has either.
Huh. Maybe your semen and dolmen symbols have kept you safe?
Oh, those? I don't have any. I don't really go in for superstitions like that.
Are you really okay without them?
I think it's no more than an old tradition, meant to remind us not to forget our gratitude and respect toward the sea. All those old-fashioned rules and traditions, do you think it's about time for a reform?
Why isn't free diving close to a Shinto ritual in spirit? Isn't showing reverence and offerings to the sea god crystal?
Oh, you're pretty devout for a foreigner. I'm impressed. But you know, I believe it's exactly because of tedious customs like that one young people are losing interest in diving. We should keep up with the times, otherwise there's no way this tradition will survive. Well now, that's very level-headed thinking. Maybe it's because I'm part of the so-called new generation. Some people don't like my attitude, but I get the job done. Some of the young divers go to high school on the mainland and then work as Ama divers when they return home. I guess there's also that guy who just started working as an Ama here. I saw him earlier. I didn't realize men could become Ama divers too. It's not like it's forbidden, it's pretty rare though. This is the first time I've ever seen it happen. Interesting. This may be a bit out of nowhere, but you don't happen to know anything about mermaids, do you? Huh? Mermaids? Oh, so you do know something. Well, when you say mermaids, you mean mermaids, right? The mythical creatures? Precisely the very same! Rumor has it that this island houses some kind of secret connection to mermaids, but I haven't been able to ascertain whether it's true or not. So tell me, any mermaid secrets about? Are you saying you really came all the way out here to look for mermaids? More or less, so any information you may have would be a huge help. Sorry, I don't have really anything for you, but I do happen to be a little interested in mermaids myself. Fascinating. I'm not a fan entranced by the mysterious. They say that eating the flesh of the mermaid will grant you immortality, right? That's right. Could you perhaps be interested in immortality as well? I guess so. Not for myself, though. Oh? So you mentioned that this island has some sort of connection to mermaids? More than just a little interested, are you? Well, in fact, right here in Ise Bay, there used to be. Wow, so mermaids used to live on this Taishima place. So you think there may still be some clues here in Kamashima that will lead you to the mermaids in Ryugu? Nail on the head, right on the button. Unfortunately, I can't say that I've heard any mermaid stories on this island before. A pity. Oh, right, actually, there's something we're looking for on this island. Would you mind if we asked you about them? Sure, who is it? A woman named Mari Minakuchi. Ah. See, that's exactly how everyone else around here has been reacting when we ask about her. No, it's just... I'm sorry, but that woman died in an accident at sea 5 years ago. Ah, yes, we are well aware that she had passed away. Huh, then why do you ask? Did she leave anything behind, or was there perhaps someone who was close to her? Anything like that? Sorry, I've got no idea. Nobody on the island really knew her. Although her son has just returned to the island. Actually, the guy I was talking about earlier, the new Abba diver, that's her son. Her son, you say? Now it's getting interesting. We'd certainly like to meet him. Do you know where he is? Sorry, no idea. But he's gotta be somewhere around the island. His name is Yuza Minakuchi. I'll give you his home address. You might find him there. Wow, thank you. This is invaluable information. Learning about Mari Minakuchi's son is huge. I don't know what's worth coming here. Mystery Koma's business card. I figured I might be able to use the layer, so I held on to it. By the way, you wouldn't happen to know why everyone is frantically dodging our questions about Mari Minakuchi, wouldn't you? Was she such a terrible person? It's something people don't really like to talk about. She didn't fit in much with the other islanders. No one knew much about her either. Why are you so interested in her anyway? Well, this is kind of a secret, but it seems that Mari Minakuchi has some sort of connection to the mermaids. Huh? You don't say! I see. So that's why. Oh, did you remember something? Not really, it's just that I've always thought she was a little off. Almost as though she wasn't actually human. So you're saying Mari might not have been human after all? That she was actually a mermaid? Huh? No way, I was just joking. She was kind of weird though, but a mermaid? That's a bit far-fetched, don't you think? Right. Oh right, I just remembered. There's a particular mirror on this island that we're looking for. Do you happen to know anything about that? A mirror, you say? Well, you've come to the right woman. Oh, you know what? Luck's finally on our side! Could it be that you're talking about this? Ta-da! Goodness, that is the cutest mirror I've ever seen. This is the famous Kamashima souvenir, the Kameshimaru hand mirror. I had no idea it become so famous. No way, could this be the still-tide mirror?
Definitely not.
Right. Oh? This isn't the one you're after? Well, since you seem to have taken a liking to it, I'd still love to let you have it. Consider it a memento of our meeting today. What? Really? Lucky me! Decline. Actually, I've changed my mind. I don't need it after all. You sure? It's free, you know. Well, when you put it like that... No. No, I'm sure I absolutely decline. Okay, sure. If you feel that strongly about it, I won't press you. Anyway, what we're looking for is actually a bronze mirror. A bronze mirror? You mean the type you'd see in history books? Yeah, probably. Something like that. No, I can't say I know anything about that. Shame.
Can't I fucking toss this thing? Damn it.
I never heard anything about a bronze mirror on this island. Learning about Mari Minakuchi's son is huge. That was worth coming for.
This jetty was built to break the waves so fishing boats can come in and safely unload their catch.
I suppose jet planes have nothing to do with it.
No, not at all. The structure over the distance is called a breakwater, built to keep the waves out. Seems like it's also a popular fishing spot.
Who would have thought? Seems like just bluntly calling out her was the best approach after all. The image of a polite and resort Japan I've been holding on to for so long is starting to falter.
She's the most approachable of all the people we talked to before. Maybe this time we'll actually learn something.
So they're just sad to be this happy just because someone finally agreed to talk to us.
I wonder who's to blame for that.
What, you're saying it's my fault? Maybe I should take the mirror. Oh shit! Huh? Is that the tub of tobacco? What? Sorry, I just happened to notice. And judging by your reaction, I'd say I'm right. Damn it, I didn't think it'd be that noticeable.
A glimpse alone shouldn't have given away that was at the tummy tobacco.
My initial guess was just blood, but obvious reaction confirmed it. Cersei, I'm sorry! Oh, she's mad now. Her whole demeanor shifted the instant she realized I had the tummy tobacco. Dang it, could it be after that too? Kikuko, why the entrance in the tummy tobacco? It's some kind of ancient mermaid treasure, right? My, you're well informed. Would you be willing to hand it over to me? I'll make sure it's worth your while. Huh? You see, I know someone who's ridiculously rich and in search of eternal life. They'd be willing to pay a small fortune for that thing. They'll offer the kind of money you probably only get to see once in a lifetime. So, what do you say? Whoa, slow down!
Abby?
Much more than some third-rate writer yourself could earn in a lifetime. I don't know what you could possibly need the tummy tobacco for anyway, but wouldn't you like to move up in the world? I believe I understand your offer, Kikuko. But my answer is no, not a chance. No way, no how. It's never been about money, it's about the thrill, the adventure. Adventure? Exactly. Embarking on a journey to unravel the secret of the mermaid's immortality, what better adventure could a man ask for? You may call me a romantic, and that's what I am, an adventurer at heart. You've totally lost me. You're throwing this chance away for some childish adventure? You wouldn't understand! I put my life on the line to find a mermaid. I'm not handing the box over. I see. Seems like there's no reasoning with you. It'd be so much easier if you had it. Huh? Why'd you have to refuse the mirror? This would have been so much easier. Huh? Oh, the mirror? I don't know, it just felt like the right thing to do. Why do you ask?
Are things not going as planned?
I'm not sure what's going on, but I feel like we might have just narrowly escaped danger. Sounds like if we had the mirror on us, she would have been able to steal the tummy tobacco. I'd like to get more information out of her, but it seems as though she's plotting something. I'll see why I should get rid of it. Throw it the fuck away! Oh, god damn it. Alright, I guess we have to continue talking with her. So why don't you enlighten us? Who told you about the tummy tobacco? Who knows? Think you'll get it out of me with that attitude? She still hasn't given up on the tummy tobacco. There's no doubt about it, Kikuko wants to take the tummy tobacco from us, but even so, the tummy tobacco won't grant immortality without the flesh of a mermaid. If she has any other information about mermaids, we need it. The curse stone bearing the curse of a forsaken fish. Are you really be carrying this around? Nah, keep it. Feels like the air completely shifted, even the waves look heavy with tension. She's on high alert.
Abby, focus. I need you to listen to me, but without taking your eyes off Kikuko.
Huh? Oh, got it.
I'm pretty sure she has a curse stone.
What? What's this all about?
couldn't tell right away because it was masked by the heavy veil of cursive energy that's all over this island, but on closer inspection, the curse stone's aura is impossible to conceal.
Huh? Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. What if the condition to activate her curse was holding onto one of those mirrors? Then we can relax, right? The condition isn't met.
Well, only if the mirror was all there is to it. As long as we don't know for sure what the condition is, we need to stay on high alert.
There's no doubt about it. Kikuko wants to take the Tametabako from us. But even so, the Tametabako won't grant immortality without the flesh of a mermaid. If she has any other information, we need it. Hey, Kikuko, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Yeah? Ta-da! What are the odds? Turns out we both got curse stones. This one's called Curse of the Forsaken Fish. When its conditions are met, it transforms you into a fish and kills you. Pretty messed up, right? What?
Abby, are you sure?
You were planning to use your curse stone on us to steal the Tametabako, weren't you? But your curse stone requires us to have one of those hand mirrors, am I right? On the other hand, I can use my curse stone on you whenever I so please. You're bluffing. Your curse stone must have a condition too. Yeah? Who's to say it hasn't already been met? Now, cease your scheming and tell us what you know. Do you really have the resolve to kill someone with a curse? Well, I'm not exactly keen on it, but I am prepared to defend myself if necessary. Really? I wasn't expecting that from such a kind gentleman. You look like you wouldn't hurt a fly. Indeed, my heart is pure, but trust me, I'm quite capable. Experience has hardened my resolve. Eh? You sure you've actually used it before? At this point, what difference does one more death to the tally make? My hands are already stained. Damn, so you're a proper criminal. Maybe I should report you to the cops. Be my guest. I wonder which is faster, my curse or your phone call. What about your lady friend? Well, are you okay with this?
I'm afraid there's no restraining Abby. I'm pretty much given up on him at this point. So it would be great if you could just give up and hand over the curse stone.
What the fuck is this? You guys are absolutely insane. Aw, come on now. I think we can agree that both have our issues. Good, we're at a stalemate. Now I can try to extract some more information out of her. Good job, Cersei, making her believe I lost it. Very convincing. Actually, maybe a little too convincing. Does she really think I'm that crazy? Whatever, I got my own important things to focus on now. Alright, look. Seems like you're just as dead set on the Tametabako as I am. This standoff won't get us anywhere. Why don't you tell us about your motivation? Maybe we'll be able to find a compromise? Compromise? Say, for example, if granting your wish were to start a spirit of adventure with me. I cannot hand over the Tametabako, but perhaps I'd be willing to let you borrow its power of immortality? I've got no romantic tale for you. I told you, I just want to get that rich person what he's looking for so he can see how important I am to him. That's all there is to it. Oh? Important, you say? How is that? Because I'm his illegitimate child. What? Oof. But he simply refuses to admit it. Whatever I do, he won't even acknowledge my existence. I mean, just look at me. I must be a disgrace in his eyes. But a woman like me shouldn't be wasting her life away on some backwater island. I was born of noble blood. I wasn't meant to rot in this miserable place. Yet he casts me aside and refuses to even acknowledge my existence. It's humiliating. So your father's some rich man? Yeah. There's hardly anyone in Ise Shima who doesn't know the name Yoshihatsu Yamashina. It's a noble bloodline stretching back centuries, and here I am stuck in this wretched life. Yamashina, eh? I've done everything in my power to earn his recognition. I gave it up my all to make it the big city, and for what? Nothing I've tried worked out. In the end, I had to come crawling back to the island trying to make ends as an Ama diver. But I still keep telling myself that someday, somehow... I see. So you figured that since Yamashina is seeking immortality, you could leverage the box to get what you wanted at the same time. Yeah, I used to work at this small company. The young CEO of the place is basically Yamashina's protege. Guess he felt sorry for me, so he let it slip that Yamashina was after immortality. Interesting. And was he the one who told you about the cursed stone and the Tame Tobacco as well? Yeah. Since even Yamashina doesn't know about this, he suggested I use it at my advantage to take the credit. He gave me the cursed stone and told me to use it wisely. Originally, I had planned offering something different to Yamashina, but now that I've got a chance for the Tame Tobacco, that's my best option. Oh, how intriguing. So you want to trade the Tame Tobacco for Yamashina's recognition? That's right. See, I knew you were never going to find a compromise. True. It's a compelling story, but it's missing a certain adventurous allure.
That company president you mentioned, how come he knew about the Tame Tobacco and the cursed stone? Just who exactly is he?
I was wondering the same thing. That was actually him. Of course you were. He's an incredible person after all. Mr. Kipei Ikoma is an amazing man. It's thanks to him I got a chance to make my dream come true. Did you just say Ikoma? I can't say why, but I've got a bad feeling about this business card. I'll just sneakily toss it. Alright, I don't think anyone noticed. I fucking knew it. Alright. Kipei Ikoma, you say? From Sala Planning? Huh? You know Mr. Ikoma? Indeed, just met him the other day. In fact, I even got his business card. Huh? You have Mr. Ikoma's business card? Oh, never mind. My bad. I must have left it at the end. I can't believe this! Cersei,
What is it?
I figured it out. The condition.
Really? What is it?
It was hidden on the hand mirror all along! Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. It's also on the business card. See that symbol over there? It just couldn't shake the feeling I'd seen it before. And sure enough, Ikoma's business card had the same symbol on it.
You're right!
This mirror is suspicious, and a business card with the same symbol as that suspicious hand mirror is equally suspicious. Simple as that.
So that's why you threw the card away earlier.
Oh, you noticed? Either way, seeing Kikuko's reaction to hearing we had one of his business cards told me everything I needed to know. Enough with the whispering already. The jig is up, young lady. The condition for your curse is the mysterious symbol inscribed on both the hand mirror and the business card. You see? You have nothing more to fear. Cersei, your turn.
Apologies. I'm going to have to be a bit rough. You may experience after effects.
And so, we managed to apprehend Kikuko Hosusui. Apparently, Cersei's binding spell weakens those untrained in the spiritual arts and causes them to fall into a daze, almost intoxicated state. Before losing consciousness, Kikuko quietly surrendered and handed over the curse stone. Unfortunately, it appears she really knew nothing about mermaids after all. She didn't have any idea how Ikoma came into possession of a curse stone either. To ensure she couldn't interfere any further, we restrained her at her home and made sure she would remain asleep for the time being. Much later that very night, we learned that Kikuko had planned to massacre the island's residents using the hand mirrors she distributed. By sheer coincidence, our actions had also prevented a mass slaughter. Well, that's one less thing to worry about. So, what about the curse stone? What's it like?
Yeah, about that.
A bronze mirror?
That's right. A palm-sized bronze hand mirror.
Wait, don't tell me this steel-tied mirror was actually a curse stone all along?
The curse stone's resentful memory doesn't seem to indicate anything like that.
So this curse stone had a resentful memory too, eh? What did you learn?
There's so much information, it's hard to make sense of it. Here, take a look for yourself.
Don't just toss it like that, it's a curse stone, not a baseball!
So you're not gonna look?
Of course I am! Let's see. Whoa, so this is the real deal? Oh, a mermaid. There's a mermaid on it. Biography of Tomoshige. Tairo no Tomoshige's early life. Tairo no Tomoshige was born as the son of the Tairo no Kiyomori's younger brother, Yorimori, in the latter half of the Heian period at the height of the Taira clan's power. Although his father Yorimori was the only child born of the official wife of Taira no Todamori, part of the main lineage of the Taira clan, he maintained a deferential attitude toward Kiyomori, a stance that made Tomoshige regard him with contempt and fueled his ambition to one day stand at the head of Taira clan. He also believed himself to be the rightful heir of Nukemaru, a famous sword that as far as inherited as part of his birthright. Sato, the girl from Kusawa village. Thank you for the daily check-in. Alrighty, have a great rest of your night then, Azurito. I believe that's how you pronounce the name. If not, then we can just talk about it next time. Anyways. Sato, the girl from Kusawa village. At around the same time, Sato was living a simple life in Kusawa village, the place of her birth. One day, she happened to encounter a visiting Onmyoji and was offered a chance to work at the Bureau of Onmyo in Kyoto. Sato readily accepted, having always felt out of place in the village due to her faint spirit sense, and left Kusawa to work in the Bureau of Onmyo as a maidservant. At the end of a certain year, Taira no Kiyomori's daughter, Noriko, gave birth to the imperial prince. Although Tomoshige visited the palace with his father to celebrate the birth, he soon grew bored with the proceeding and left only to encounter Sato, who was attending the odd job nearby. Tomoshige was intrigued by Sato and made no attempts to curry favor with him, and whose thoughts he thought difficult to read, and he frequently visited her from then on. Not yet having an official wife, it was not uncommon for Tomoshige to spend his time on dalliances with women, Sato being the latest among them. However, as their interactions continued, he found himself becoming particularly drawn to her. He eventually had a pair of bronze hand mirrors made and gifted one to her, telling her to carry it with her at all times as a sign of her vow to each other. Oh, so you need 2 hand mirrors. Okay, this is going to be interesting. The fall of the Taira clan. In 1185, the Taira clan was defeated at the Battle of Dan no Ura, spelling its ruin. Tomoshige, who had fled from place to place as if to desperately avert his eyes from Taira clan's decline, ultimately did not participate in the decisive battle at Dan no Ura, my tongue, and came to know of the Taira clan's downfall while he was lying low in a remote village in Ise with Sato. Although initially terrified of being hunted down by the soldiers of the Minamoto clan, Tomoshige regained his senses upon seeing Sato's unbroken composure, now believing that it lay with him to restore the Taira clan as one of its sole survivors. He swore an oath to his fallen clan that he would see it rise again one day. Tomoshige's resolve. With survivors of the Taira clan being hunted down across the country, Tomoshige continued to search for a way to turn the situation to his advantage. In the process, he suddenly remembered a box that his grandfather Tadamori had left the family, a tobacco proffered by a fisherman that was said to contain the flesh of a mermaid. Although Tadamori had refused to accept it, a member of the clan had secretly hidden it in a storehouse back in their homeland. It was said that eating mermaid flesh would grant eternal life to whoever ate it. However, legend also had it that the meat was highly poisonous, with even a small bite being fatal. No one had wanted to eat it as a result and had ended up forgetting as the years went by. Believing the dying due to poison would hardly be any different from their fate if they were caught and killed, Tomoshige located the tobacco and pried open the lid. However, all that was inside was a dried sliver of meat, so shriveled as to resemble a splint of wood. Dubious, Tomoshige pushed his misgivings aside and ate the meat, but felt no different than before. Believing that young years had robbed the meat of its power and seeing the tobacco as his only clue to find a mermaid, he boarded a small boat with Sato and set out to sea. Encountered with a mermaid. Believing that a mermaid would surely come to reclaim the tobacco if it was truly linked to them in some way, Tomoshige continued to row the small boat into the Sea of Ise. At the time, he was clad from head to toe in the armor of a warrior and had with him the famed sword Nukemaru, an heirloom he had seized from his father Yorimori, whom he had scorned as disgrace to their clan. Sato, meanwhile, wore only a light kimono. After they had rowed for a while, a sudden mist descended over the sea around them, obscuring their surroundings. As Tomoshige and Sato looked around fearfully, they heard a small splash, turning to look too gasped as they saw what appeared to be a human head reach up from the water before grabbing onto the boat's edge. In a rush of water, a being with human features from the waist up and fish-like features from the waist down emerged from the sea, a mermaid. Climbing into the boat, the mermaid screamed Excuse me. Climbing into the boat, the mermaid screamed for them to give back the box before suddenly lunging at them. Too stunned to think clearly, Tomoshige drew his sword and slashed at the mermaid. There was a dull sound of a blade slicing through flesh, and the mermaid let out a piercing cry before diving back into the water and fleeing the area. Still trying to process the sudden turn of events, Tomoshige glanced down and caught sight of a small piece of the mermaid's tail, apparently severed by his previous blow, lying in a pool of blood. He picked it up only to find that it continued to twitch even as he held it. Finding himself too disgusted to try eating it immediately, he decided to stow it in the tamatobako for the present. Eventually, after some hesitation, he forced Sato to eat it despite her protest. They waited a while, but no change seemed to come over her. Tomoshige's death. Thinking that the amount of mermaid flesh simply hadn't been enough, Tomoshige made to pursue the mermaid, but as he did so, he noticed the mist around them had cleared. As the two looked around, they realized that their small boat was surrounded by ships belonging to a band hunting down remnants of the Tyro clan. Alarmed, they tried to flee, but with their attacks pressing in on them from all sides, were unable to find any means of escape. Amidst the chaos, Sato was struck in the head by an arrow and fell into the sea. Tomoshige, still determined to retaliate, continued to frantically resist with his sword. However, he was vastly outnumbered and unable to break through. His attacker's ranks was ultimately cut down in a single stroke. On the brink of death, Tomoshige's gaze fell onto the crest worn by his pursuers. Consumed by bitter regret at his failure to restore his clan, he directed the full brunt of his resentment toward these symbols as he sank beneath the waves, cursing his enemies and clinging to his vindictive hatred until the very end. And the curse of the Tomoshige, which is actually shocking that it's actually a bronze mirror. Let's see. A curse born of Tyro no Tomoshige's feelings of malice and resentment when he was struck down 800 years ago following the fall of the Tyro clan. Part of the clan's main lineage, Tomoshige had been seeking mermaid flesh in a bid to attain immortality with the goal of eventually reviving the Tyro clan, but was killed before realizing his dream. The curse uses a specific symbol as its target and kills those who carry the symbol within the area specifically by the user by cleaving them in two. Its effective range is several hundred meters. Jesus. So this is the curse of the Tyro no Toshige that grew over 800 long years.
Tyro no Toshige? Never heard of him.
He wasn't exactly what you call a historically important figure, even with the Heike. Seems that he sought out the mermaid's power of immortality to restore the Heike, but his pursuit ended in failure. That resentment, it must have dwelled within Tomoshige's bronze mirror, eventually turning it into a curse stone.
Most likely. Kikuko mentioned she got her curse stone from Ikoma, right?
Exactly, to think that Slippery Snake was sneaky enough to put the curse markers on his own business cards. That Ikoma guy seriously is dangerous, that was way too close.
Good thing we were cautious, especially since it seems he's after the tamatobako too.
Yeah, seems like working without him turned out to be the right call.
Although he may grow suspicious if he can't contact Kikuko anymore. Considering he's after the tamatobako, there's a chance he might still chase after us.
We need to keep our guard up. I think it's safe to assume he already knows about Miss Omikawa and the tamatobako.
I do wonder why he told us to go look for the still-type mirror, though, too.
Well, it's not this mirror, and we've got no reason to follow his orders anyway. I'd rather try and find out more about the mermaid as soon as possible.
You're right. We didn't learn anything from Kikuko.
Looks like we've got no choice but to continue our investigation on the island, shall we? I went to get myself some chippies too, and I see this. Could you hold on for a moment? Huh? Someone's there? Ah! You! Oh. It's partial cracked. Alright, so I'm going to restart, but let's see what happens if I actually don't mention about... Let's see what happens if I don't toss the business card. Okay, I guess I have to, waste all of the dialogue first. Oh, wait. That was actually a different dialogue. Say, Mari Miyakuti, mirror. I never heard anything about a bronze mirror on the island. Oh, that reminds me. I caught a glimpse of something inside your bag earlier. Was that by chance a Tame Tabako? What? Sorry, I just happened to notice and judge my reaction and say I'm right. I mean, I didn't think it'd be that noticeable. Glimpse alone should have get away. My initial guess was just a bluff, but Avi's reaction confirmed it. Cersei, I'm sorry. Cersei, pass me the hand mirror you received earlier.
Huh? Oh, sure.
Like that, and some of this. It'd be so much easier if you had it. Why'd you suddenly throw away the mirror? This would have been so much easier. Oh, the mirror? I don't know. I just felt like the right thing to do. Why do you ask?
I think it's not going as planned.
Ugh. I'm trying to remember what's going on, but I feel like we might have just narrowly escaped danger. Sounds like if we had the mirror on us, she would have been able to steal the top of the Tobacco. Like, get more information out of her, but it seems as though she's plotting something. Now, why in the hell would I want to actually... Okay, talk about the Tame Tabako. She has a curse stone and everything. Talk about curse stones. Alrighty, so there's that and this. So yeah, I just also realized that, but in a sense, Kikuko actually is related to Tsukasa, and then... Yeah, I can see the resemblance. Oh, here we go. While aimlessly tripping from job to job, Neo finds something she wanted to do. Kikuko happened to meet Kippei Akuma, who had the president of one of the companies she ended up working for. It was then that Kippei revealed as a surprising secret to her. Kikuko was, in fact, the illegitimate child of a wealthy tycoon, one Yoshihatsu Yamashima, had been entrusted in a childless couple to raise as her own. Kikuko had always believed herself special in some way, and learning that she was originally of high birth only served to validate that belief, leading to her developing a strong sense of pride. Upon learning of Kikuko's background and taking note of her dissatisfaction with her current lot in life, Kippei offered to try and make her the pawn by secretly manipulating her self-importance and endeavors that. So she got tricked into actually doing shit too. Business card. That's right. Want to see it? No, it's fine. You hold on to that if you say so. Yeah, there it is. Okay, if I had the business card... Yeah, if I had the business card the entire time, I would have actually ended up with a bad ending anyways.
Track is necessary, you guys. Path him with my possible hand. Protect him!
Why? You have Mr. Yokoma's business card. The conditions should have been met. So why? Yikes! I thought I was done for.
You were. I'm sorry. All I can do is delay the curse. I can't dispel it. It's going to take effect in about 1 minute, so if you need to do something before then...
Like what?
A curse is dispelled by eliminating its caster. What comes next is up to you.
What? Eliminate? Why do I have to keep doing this? Oh, this is what happens. Okay. Crafty, thank you for the posture check. Ah, damn it, I refuse to die here. Yeah, why would you... She fell into the water. It's now or never. Oh boy. Well, might as well. Ah! Ah!
I retrieved the curse stone from the ocean. Are you alright, Abi?
Well, I barely made it out alive, but I can't say I feel particularly good about it. So I had to come to this. No turning back now, it seems.
This is what happens when you deal with curses. They might turn back on you at any moment. You should be prepared for that.
Understood. So what about the crystal? What's it like?
Yeah, about that.
Okay, it's not gonna... things are not gonna change anything. Let's see. Oh. Seems that you saw with the mermaid's power of immortality, Heike, but in pursuit, the resentment and symbol on the hair mirror and the business card were the true curse targets. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Well, what's on of her on yourself? Kiko mentioned she got her curse on from Yukoma to things the slippery sneak was on the business card. Specifically, you can't contact Kiko anymore, considering after the Tommy Tobacco. Try and find out more about the mermaid as soon as possible. Okay, so if we did the... Oh, then this area doesn't change. Okay, so there's no change about that. Okay. Then we'll go with a good ending for that part then. Because I actually would not mind actually not cursing her. Because if we actually toss the stuff, then we would actually survive no matter what anyways. But just in case if there's actually like considered a good ending and a bad ending when it comes to Abi's side of things, I would rather actually have the actual one, so... But the fact that we actually had to toss a business card, I was actually speculating that because I saw the symbol on the exact same for the hand mirrors too. So I was like, just speculating when it came to that and everything too. But this is entirely a really good story plot so far.
Mew?
Grabbing a snack, Gilgamesh? Grabbing a drink? Oh, bathroom time? He said nope, but I also went to the bedroom, so he might be grabbing his headphones or something. Alrighty, so after all of that, we'll talk to Cersei. She'll talk about the curse stone. Now, why would I want to throw away that? Items. Toss that. Talk about the curse stone. Talk about the Tommy Tobacco. Nope. Talk about curse stone some more. One more time with the curse stones. And then the Tommy Tobacco. Illegitimate child and everything. That dude has a lot of fucking to do. That dude did a lot of fucking.
Mew? Oh?
Why are you getting the mail? Oh, is the package here?
Yes.
Oh, do I get my pin back? I think I get my pin finally. Yes!
Alright. Cool. Alright, now we have a new one. Obsession! Yumiko believes the key to dispelling the curse of the raging waves lies in the curse of her forsaken first curse stone. She rides in Kamashima to trace the steps of the two foreigners. There we go. I see. So you would be Miss Shiki, and you say you're a member of the police department currently looking after Circe. My apologies for all the trouble young Circe caused you the other day. She's quite the mischievous little lady, I'm afraid. Oh, not at all. She certainly has some pluck for one so young. Took us quite by surprise, in fact. You would be Circe's guardian, then? Oh, no. We're related, to be sure, but she's really more my guide cum bodyguard, if anything. Why did my brain go into the dirty corner? I am so sorry. But anyways. I see.
Since when I was your bodyguard as well? Since when was I your bodyguard as well?
I'm afraid that circumstances may dictate that we have to take Circe back to Tokyo with us, though. Is that so? That would be quite the bother. Personally, I'd rather avoid having to do so as well. There's a case here that needs our urgent attention, you see. So I'd appreciate it if you cooperated without any fuss. That would depend on what you ask, I'm afraid. I'm glad we found these two so quickly. Having Soto track down their spiritual energy was the right call. Our foremost priority is to find the curse stone housing the curse of the forsaken fish so we can learn how to lift the curse above the raging waves. And from everything we've learned so far, it's most likely in possession of these two foreigners. Soto mentioned when we arrived on Kamashima that the energy from the curse of the raging waves has grown much stronger since we were last here. As such, everything else on the back burner until we dealt with it. We need to find out how to lift it as soon as possible. Any birds? Aha! Wow, that is very fucking dark. I was not expecting... Wonder what this one's name is. Number 15. Tango in Turkey! Fuck, that's funny. But the fact that it was in that dark of an area, Jesus. Soto mentioned when we arrived at Kamashima that the energy from the curse of the raging waves has grown much stronger since we were last here. As such, everything else is on the back burner. Alright. We currently stand in front of the torii at the top of the hill. The elevation gives us a beautiful view of both the town and the bay. People were starting to gather at the jetty, so we decided to move our conversation here.
The Ilgamis has gotten me the pen.
And apparently my Capital One bill, too. Well, I'll definitely pay that tomorrow, then.
The Ilgamis was patting my head.
Are you wanting me to check and make sure that it's actually going to be the right pin this time, real quick?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Chat, I'm gonna have to pause this for a second. I'm gonna just put it on the pause menu screen for a second while I go ahead and just check this out real quick. Alright. Let me pull up the Huion. Pen display, working area, this specifically, and monitor calibration. It seems to work so far on the Huion system, but let me pull up Clip Studio Paint real quick. Alright. Chat, I'm gonna go ahead and just do this real quick. I'm gonna just add a window capture. Because we're doing this live in person real quick.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live!
We're doing it live.
Hi, Ogamish.
Hello.
Alright. So, paint. And then we'll do select a screen to capture. And that is going to be Clip Studio Paint itself. And I'll just put it in the back real quick. There we go. About right in front of the window capture. Then we'll open a new file then. Actually, we'll go ahead and just do this real quick. I'm just going to go ahead and open up the thumbnail for this. So this is part 3, by the way. Alright. Just to make sure that I probably don't scratch my or make my screen greasy. Alright, let's do this in a bright red. Oh. I can already tell it's working. It actually grabbed the color. So let's see what happens if I set it to like 40. It works!
It works.
It works! We finally have the brand new pin, which means I can get back into drawing again, folks.
She can draw.
I can draw and I can work on the frickin' thumbnails again for the Let's Plays that I'm going to be doing later.
Yay!
Which means, as promised, Ogamish, I'll work on your wizard ferret starting tomorrow. Ah! Don't nibble on my fucking arm, you goober! No! Why are you excitedly nibbling on me? Help! No! Are you happy now?
Yes.
Is it because I get to work on your ferret?
Are you happy now, Miss Artist?
Yes, I'm
Art-
fucking happy.
Artsy fartsy pants?
Yes, I am in artsy fartsy pants. I had this pin for 4 freaking years and it finally decided to give out.
Yep.
Oh well, c'est la vie. The fact on top of all of this, I never actually changed the nib once on this thing.
Yep.
It wasn't until we were actually trying any other like methods of trying to fix it that we actually were like, why don't we go ahead and see what happens if we change the nib? So I'm just going to pull this nib out from the old pin so we can actually have it on reserve just in case.
Yep.
If it wants to come out, that is. There we go.
Yep.
I'll put it inside this baggie that has all of the leftover spare nib pins, and I'll just put it right underneath here. But I think for sentimental wise, I actually would not mind keeping the old pin, just so that way we have a sentimental value to go with a shrine for Mom.
Yeah.
As dedication of thanking her for buying my tablet 4 years ago. I'm sorry, I'm starting to cry now. Damn it. I don't mean to cry.
Crying.
But it's sad. I'm still kind of grieving in a sense about Mom's death, man.
I know.
It's already been like almost 2 months now, but it still hurts to this day. Anyways, yeah. As promised, I will start working on your ferret PNG, Ogamish. Let this also be a recording record of the promise as well. So I'll start working on your wizard ferret PNG tuber. But first, I also promise Omega to get his stuff done too.
Yes, finish Omega stuff.
Finish Omega's stuff first, and then I'll work
'Cause
on
you've been
yours.
working on that for what, 1.5 years now?
At this point, it has been a little over 1 year and like 2 months. So, cause he paid me like back in December of 2024, I want to say. So yeah, it's been like little over 1 year now. So, but yeah. Apologies for that little distraction, but let's get back into the game now, shall we? I am so happy I can finally fucking draw again. I can get the rest of the thumbnails done for the stuff that I have planned in the future now. Anyways. Soto is keeping a close eye on Avi and Cersei for me. It's thanks to his clear understanding of our respective roles that I can focus fully on the conversation at hand. Soto, what do you make of these two? I can sense an ominous spiritual energy lingering around them. It's all but certain that they have curse stones. I see. We don't have time to play games then. Seems like a direct approach will be best here. Wait, you mean both of them have curse stones? Yes, both of them. The girl is managing to camouflage the energy from the one she has, but I managed to catch its sight of it for a moment. So we're dealing with 2 curse stones, are we? Never imagined both of them would have curse stones. I guess Cersei decided to keep the Curse of the Heike one. The energy from the Curse of the Raging Waves is currently permeating the island. So strong I almost missed the energy from the curse stones. Huh! Cersei is currently meant to be the care of paranormal affairs, but has been shrinking her training to travel around the country instead. She's very talented for one so young and has a lot of guts, too. I can't help but root for people like her. More than anything, I know how they feel. I like to leave her be if possible. This man, Avi, is apparently a fantasy writer, but he comes across as quite the shifty sort. I doubt he'll start trying to throw us off in this trail the moment he senses danger. I'll have to watch my step around him. By the way, Cersei, I was told to tell you to return to Tokyo at once I saw you.
But I want to.
I thought you'd say that. Well, I was only asked to tell you, no more, no less. What you choose to do with the message is up to you.
Thanks, I think. If you want to know what happened, ask Avi.
I will, thank you. What were you doing down at the jetty just now? Oh, so you didn't see anything that happened before that then? Would it be inconvenient for you if we had? Nonsense! My hands are as clean as my conscience, not a single spot in sight, I assure you. Never mind that now, we don't have the time. There are several things we want to ask you. Oh? And what would those be? First, I think we should talk about the incident this morning. Miss Omikawa was discovered washed up on the Fuda Miyagura's coast as a corpse, with half her body having turned into fish. Wabi! To think she would meet such a fate. I'm truly sorry to hear that. This wouldn't be your doing, would it? We have eyewitnesses report that you were seen 2 days ago heading out to sea with Miss Omikawa by boat. Well... We did indeed head out into the bay for a little chat, but turning her into a fish, not in a million years. What did you discuss with Somikawa then? Why, what else? Mermaids, of course. Mermaids? Indeed. Cersei and I are here on Ise Bay on a grand adventure to find mermaids. And we just happened to find out that Miss Somikawa was a member of a clan with a strong relation to them. Of course she would catch our interest. I see. So you knew that Miss Omikawa was a descendant of the sole survivor Taishima. Oh, so you knew that too? I suppose I should expect nothing less of a member of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau. You wouldn't happen to know anything about the mermaids of Taishima as well, would you? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Did you learn what you wanted from Miss Omikawa then? Oh yes, we got quite the haul of lucrative information from her. The knowledge that the one on the Taishima mermaids lived hidden in the depths of Ise Bay until a scat few months ago, for one. What? Oh, that caught your interest, did it? I see. She must have been able to go back to Ryugu when the seal broke 3 months ago. So you even know about Ryugu? You seem quite well versed in the matters, Miss Shiki. Maybe just a bit. So now that you know there are no longer any mermaids to be found here, have you given up looking for them? Hardly. There should be one more mermaid out there somewhere. We're here today to see if we can't glean some hint to whereabouts, in fact. Ah, I see. Do you know what Miss Omikawa did after you finished your talk? No, why would I? We parted ways immediately after we got back to shore. I haven't the foggiest what happened to her after that. Where did you learn that Miss Omikawa had a link to mermaids? I'm very sorry, but it's against my policy to reveal the identity of my informants. Is that so? Do you know what Miss Omikawa did after you finished your talk? No, why would I? It's no use trying to play innocent. We know you have the cursed stone housing the curse of the forsaken fish. What's that? A cursed stone? I'm afraid I haven't the foggiest what you're on about.
Avi, they already know. Just give up already.
What's this? Stabbed in the back of my own kid, no less? How could you?
Its spiritual energy is too powerful to hide. I can tell that man over there has already noticed it.
Thank you for the help. You saved us quite a bit of trouble just now.
Does that mean you'll let us go?
I'm afraid we won't be able to just yet, no. After all, you have a cursed stone as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do. We ran into someone who was trying to use it earlier, so I took it off them.
Is that so?
Honestly, I'd rather you took it off my hands if possible.
You don't seem to be planning to do any harm with it. I suppose we can leave that topic for later. So, why are you letting Avi here walk around with the curse of the forsaken fish?
To let him live out his dreams, I suppose.
I'm afraid that makes for a poor reason.
All right, I admit it. It was all me.
I didn't want to give it up, so I asked Cersei if I could hold on to it.
I just couldn't let it go, not after learning it had such a close link to mermaids.
I see. So that is the cursed stone of the curse of the forsaken fish. How did you come into possession of that cursed stone?
Well, that would be a bit of a long story. It all started when I found a mermaid mummy left by my great-grandmother in the old family storage back in the States. That mermaid mummy ended up containing a map, one with a riddle to be solved no less. That riddle led us to a mysterious box on the seabed. And once we solved the puzzle sealing the box shut, we found this cursed stone nestled within.
Oh, a mermaid mummy, you say? It seems that the keepsake passed down by your ancestor was indeed a cursed stone, then.
By the by, I thought I heard you say something about the Omioji who sealed away this cursed stone just now. Am I correct in thinking that they were the ancestors of this young man here?
That's right. He was an Omioji by the name of Harukage's Tsuchimikado. Said that he had a clue in the lifting of a certain curse within a mermaid mummy, hence our search for the object in question.
I see. And that mermaid mummy ended up crossing the Pacific, passing from hand to hand until it reached my great-grandmother. It's quite the miracle that this cursed stone is here with us today. Almost romantic, don't you think?
I suppose you could say that, yes. So they found a map hidden within the mermaid mummy and followed it to find a strange box on the seabed. Even if mermaid mummy had remained in my family's possessions, we may not have managed to uncover all the secrets it hid. Perhaps it's for the best the map passed into their hands in the end. As much as I'm reluctant to admit it, you may be right. Although I get the feeling that Avi will let it go to his head, so perhaps we should keep this to ourselves. Now, putting your return to Tokyo aside, the biggest issue at hand is whether or not you were complicit in his use of the curse stone. Curse stones are dangerous things. They should be viewed in the same light as bombs or poisonous gas and treated with the same amount of care. Allowing one to be used in your presence is also naturally forbidden. You're currently in the care of Paranormal Affairs. If you're found guilty of misconduct, you'll be subject to punishment under our rules.
That figures, yeah.
I'm glad you understand. Either way, it's the higher-ups who will end up taking responsibility, so I'm happy to leave things there up to them. There's no doubt that Miss Omikawa was transfigured into a fish by the curse of the forsaken fish. And it's looking extremely likely that you have the curse stone that would make that possible. No more excuses. Tell us what really happened.
Alright, you got me. I'll talk, though don't blame me if the tale ends up being too incredible for your ears.
I see. It would seem Miss Omikawa had quite the twisted obsession with mermaids. And you sought to grant her wish by using the curse of the forsaken fish. Is that right?
Correct. I know exactly how it feels, you see. The burning desire to see your dreams realized. And the overwhelming despair upon learning that they can never be. The desperate hope to see even the slightest part of your wish fulfilled at the end. Perhaps that's why I couldn't ignore her wish. The wish to meet her end at the hands of a mermaid's curse. Hearing Miss Omikawa's fervent plea and seeing her cast herself into the water like that, I knew this was the ending she wanted for her tale, and so I decided to grant it, an elegy for a woman bound by her lineage and consumed by her obsession.
I see. I understand where you're coming from, and I can't say I don't sympathize with your feelings on the matter. The fact that she entered the water of her own accord must also be taken into account. I imagine it would have made rescuing her quite difficult.
Oh? Then you're willing to give me a pass, are you?
I'm afraid that isn't my decision to make. Once we finish our business on Kamishima, I imagine you'll have to come along with us to the office back in Tokyo. I'll do my best to see if some sort of arrangement can be reached, though.
Oh? How kind of you. Good thing I thought to ask.
Thank you for telling us what happened with Miss Somikawa. As of now, I don't see any reason to doubt your version of events.
My thanks. I'll leave the negotiating up to you then.
By the way, did you happen to glimpse the resentful memories contained within that cursed stone?
I did indeed. A veritable deluge of information, around 400-year-old information at that.
Was the way to lift the curse of the raging waves included in that information?
It certainly was.
That's it. That's what we've been looking for.
I see. So you're searching for the way to lift some curse or other, eh?
That's the long and short of it. Will you let us have that cursed stone of yours then? It's too dangerous to leave unaddressed as it is, so we can't leave it with you either way.
But that just feels so unfair, you know?
I was the one who found the map and solved the riddle. Why, the cursed stone would still be at the bottom of the sea if it wasn't for me.
And it's hardly been cheap running back and forth like this. I don't know if I could just give you something so important for nothing in return.
Oh, looking to take advantage of the situation, are we?
Yikes.
Ha! Judge me all you want. I'm at the end of my rope here too, you know.
So what is it you're after then? Money?
Well, first of all, I'd like you to turn a blind eye to the fact I use a curse stone. And I'd like you to spill the beans on any knowledge you have on mermaids as well.
Turning a blind eye might be a bit much, I'm afraid. All I can promise there is an attempt to reach some sort of deal. In any case, we don't have time to mess around. I really would appreciate it if you cooperated without any further fuss. If you don't, we may end up having to get a bit rough.
Oh, intimidation, is it? But if you think your boorish threats scare me, think again. My trusty bodyguard here will...
Sorry, but no. I don't feel well, and we're at a disadvantage here anyway.
Over before it even began.
I love his face so much. A wise decision, young lady.
So that's your game, is it? Abusing your authority to seize the property of a defenseless, powerless civilian? State violence, I say.
Newbie, thank you for the hydrate. You do have a curse stone, though. And Newbie, thank you for the posture check as well. I doubt anyone would object to use a force against an opponent carrying a lethal weapon.
What, seriously? This is really the end of the line then?
Well, if it's really just information on mermaids you want, I'm not opposed to tell you that much. Only within the bounds of what I know, though. Would that be acceptable?
What? You mean it? Really? Huzzah! Now that's an offer I can't refuse! Consider this deal done and dusted.
Ma'am. It's best if we can keep things settled without a fuss. Besides, I don't think it should be a problem now. Never imagined that both of them would have curse stones. Perhaps it's for the best of map pass in their hands in the end. Yeah, that's fair. I'll tell you what you want to know about mermaids, and in exchange you hand over the curse stone. Do we have a deal?
We do indeed.
So, what is it you want to know about mermaids, then? Though I'd wager you're after the secret of immortality.
Immortality? Oh no, all I want is to meet a real-life mermaid. 'Tis not but dreams and adventures that drive me.
Really? That's it? Well, even if you had been after immortality, I doubt it would have been possible.
Why, you mean the legends about mermaid being able to grant immortality are false?
They're not. I've encountered my fair share of people who have become immortal that way after all. There's even a word for these individuals. They're known as 800-year immortals.
800 years immortals, eh? So they do exist. Incredible! What became of the third Taishima mermaid then? The one known as Nagame? She hasn't returned to Ryugu, has she?
She hasn't. Sobe is the only mermaid who returned to Ryugu in the end.
Oh, so she's still out there somewhere, roaming the mortal world as we speak.
You could say that, but you could also say that she's no longer here.
What do you mean? Don't tell me she died.
Well, that's also wouldn't be entirely accurate.
Oh.
What is it, Cersei?
I think I got it.
Figured it out, have you?
What? Really? What do you mean?
Think back on what we heard before.
Before?
Well, there's not much point in dragging it out, so I'll go ahead and tell you. The mermaid known as Nagame. Oh. Wait a minute. Didn't she turn into a human and actually travel the world? I'm trying to find it. Nope. The Heike. Nope. Was it Taira Tadamori? Nukimaru. The Mermaids of Henshuto. Oh, wait. I think it was underneath Invasion of Taishima. Hayase. Last Breath. Sumitaka. Shurido. Nagame and Sobe were left unable to return home. Nagame, free-spirited by nature and yearning to explore the sea by seas beyond Ryugu, seized the opportunity to travel a world journey that would span the next 400 years. Enamored by the idea of a fairy tale romance, she was said to have been enthused as the thought of finding her own tale to her eternal love, and she left. More serious, Sobe was deeply affected by Hayase's sacrifice, mourning her loss and filled with longing to return home to Ryugu. She spent her days hidden in the depths of Ise Bay, weeping bitterly. So, Nagame, traveled, right? Let's see. Tale of Ise Bay Mermaid Legends. Total of 6 mermaid sightings mentioned in the Kentata sighting in Fude, Ise Providence. In the second year, the mermaid was subsequently named Enmieju, and composed of characters afflicted. Alistown Yabikuni. Sato Kazuha, the ages who became immortal after eating flesh, and the mermaid went to become Yabikuni, a nun who lived in it for 800 years. I'm gonna just save right here. I'm trying to remember. I seriously feel like she did turn into a human at one point and decided to just wander around. Princess Hatsune. Nagame, free-spirited by nature and yearning to explore the seas beyond Ryugu, seized the opportunity to travel the world, a journey that would span the next 400 years. Enamored by the idea of a fairy tale romance, she was said to have been enthused at the thought of finding her own tale of eternal love as she left. So Nagame went... I also wouldn't entirely be accurate. I really want to feel like she said become human. Sacrifice does not mean accurate. Sealed underground, I feel like that would be Sato herself, but I feel like became human would probably be the true answer. Especially since in one of the stories, the one about Yao Bikuni was Osato. I feel like become human was the actual answer. Nami gave up her existence as a mermaid long ago. She no longer lives as a mermaid, but as a human.
Ah, now that you mention it, that does sound familiar. You mean to tell me that story was true?
Oh? You heard of these events before? I suppose Miss Somekawa must have heard about it from Sobe.
But could a mermaid really have become human? Mermaids are originally from another world, right?
Normally it would be unthinkable, yes. But it seems a certain talented psychic managed to make the impossible happen. At no small cost to himself, I might add.
Wow, that's amazing.
I can't say I understand why she would do such a thing, though. Why not remain a mermaid? It seems like a bit of a waste to me.
Well, Nagame was a bit different from the other two mermaids, you see. They were serious and dutiful, but Nagame was strongly drawn to the mortal world, and to the humans who live in it. I suppose you could say that she was the opposite of Miss Somekawa in a way.
You don't say.
More than anything. It seems she was particularly drawn to the idea of becoming a human, finding the person of her dreams, and marrying them, of getting to be their bride.
That's a pretty cute dream to have. I guess not all mermaids are the same, huh?
Indeed, to think that mermaids could harbor the same hopes and dreams as humans do. I must say, she sounds quite relatable.
Perhaps. I imagine she was viewed as quite the odd soul among her own kind, though. Then, a few decades ago, Nagame happened to meet a certain psychic. The two soon fell in love, and Nagame, who wanted more than anything else to become that man's wife, asked him if there was any way she could become human. The psychic searched far and wide for a way to grant her wish, and after decades of toil, he found a secret art that would allow her to do so.
Oh-ho! Such unconditional love! Such ardent devotion! A mermaid who wished to become human to be with the love of her life. Why, it's like the tale of the Little Mermaid reborn in the modern era. Truly a story to gripe to hear. How could I not root for them with everything I have?
Are you sure? That would mean we don't have a mermaid to look for anymore, you know.
No matter. If it was for the sake of such inspiring passion, then I care not what with. So, Nagame became human in the end, yes? And the two of them lived happily ever after? I refuse to accept any other conclusion.
Well, that's more or less what happened, so I can say with certainty that Nagame the mermaid no longer exists.
I see. So she's still alive out there, as a human. What a beautiful tale. Why, I wish I could meet her solely to offer my most heartfelt congratulations. No, I think wedding gifts are in order.
Avi seems to be enjoying himself, but it means there's no chance of us meeting a mermaid anymore, right?
Ah, now that you mention it, that is a problem.
I thought so.
A question, Mr. Shiki. I don't suppose there would be a way for us to go to Ryugu and meet a mermaid there, would there?
I'm afraid not. It's impossible for a flesh and blood human to cross over to the eternal world. Indeed, you have to be dead to have any chance of getting there.
Ha! Just as I feared! There's no point in getting there without a life to savor it. Although that does mean there's a chance that Miss Somekawa was able to make it to Ryugu in the end.
That I don't know. Not everyone ends up in Ryugu after death, after all.
I see. I suppose we'll just have to hope that she was able to meet the mermaids so she admired in her afterlife.
That would be all I can tell you there. Are you willing to give us your custode now?
Well, knowing that we have no chance of meeting a mermaid now has early dashed all my hopes and dreams. But you did share with us a most charming tale of a mermaid love and longing. I suppose I can't complain. Here, the curse stone.
Thank you. Soto, could you take a look at it for me?
Very well.
I see. If you don't mind, there are a few details I'd like to confirm with you before continuing, Avi.
Very well, go ahead and ask anything you like. I'll even give you the map we use. It's originally belonged to you and yours, after all.
Thank you. In that case. I see. I think I know how to lift the curse of the raging waves now. Finally. It certainly has been a long road to get here. Finally gotten hold of her sacred curse stone. Now we can focus on the main issue at hand. Y'all, I have a very dumbass idea, and I have a very dumbass theory. Yumiko Shiki was originally Nagame and decided to toss her life. She married her husband because she was so interested in. Ma'am, about the curse of the raging waves. Hold on, let's finish dealing with this first. We'll talk about that afterwards. Understood.
If you want to know what happened at Sabi,
Still, you certainly are knowledgeable about mermaids. Where on earth did you get all this information from?
Well, let's just say I have my sources.
I suppose we could put this down to the vast knowledge of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau as well, eh?
he hasn't realized yet.
What do you mean?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Where is it? Yumiko was formerly a mermaid by the name of Nagame. I fucking knew it! Unlike her more serious compatriots Ise and Sobe, Nagame was a free spirit by nature and held a keen interest in both humans and the mortal world. She was even known to break the rules to sneak out and observe human society, something which often put her at odds with other two mermaids and led her being viewed as something of a maverick. When the entrance to Ryugu was sealed 400 years ago to suppress the curse of the raging waves, rendering the remaining mermaids unable to return home, Sobe was overcome by grief. However, Nagame was thrilled and seized the opportunity to travel the world at her leisure, which deepened the rift between her and Sobe. For the next 350 years, Nagame bore witness to the lives of the countless humans around the globe, from every culture and era, and her yearning for life in human society continued to grow. She was particularly enamored by the concepts of marriage and becoming a bride, finding the idea of pledging one's life to someone and living hand in hand with them from then on enthralling. It was this she found herself longing for above all else. About 50 years ago, Nagame met a certain talented psychic in Japan. The two quickly fell in love, and Nagame, who by that point had begun to earnestly wish that she could give up being a mermaid and live among humans in the mortal world, asked him whether there was a way she could become human. Wanting to fulfill her wish, the psychic began to search for a lost secret art that would allow her to assume human form. The two overcame countless hardships together in their quest for the art, and after decades of searching, they not only found it but finally succeeded in perfecting it. However, the secret art that would grant Nagame her wish demanded a heavy price. For a mermaid, a being who lacked a mortal form in the material world, to gain a human body, the caster's own body would have to be sacrificed. Using this art would render them unable to live side by side as humans, as they have so longed to do. The two agonized over their decision. Despite their decade-long search, the different worlds in which they lived continued to keep them apart. As a mermaid, Nagame could neither join him on the land nor appear before others. The life together they yearned for remained a distant dream. In the end, the two chose to use the secret art so they could be together in the mortal world. Even when Nagame learned that the psychic, Itensai Shiki, only appeared young due to his supernatural abilities, having been born in the Edo period and already over 100 years old by the time she loved him no less. Thus did Nagame the mermaid become Itensai Shiki's human wife, Yumiko Shiki, a name given to her by Itensai himself. Although the process of gaining a human body meant she lost many of the memories and abilities she had possessed during her time as a mermaid, she retained all the memories and feelings from her time spent with Itensai, which was more than enough for Yumiko. Since then, Yumiko had enjoyed a fulfilling life with her human nature and her relationship with Itensai, bringing her immense joy. Because of this, she is insistent that her primary identity be that of a housewife, to the extent that she always chooses clothing that will allow her to return to tackling housework at a moment's notice. However, the human body she had gained still differs from those regular humans. Although she appears to age slowly compared to those around her, it is entirely unknown how long her lifespan will end up being. Following her rebirth as a human, Yumiko decided to pay a visit to Sobe in the depths of Ise Bay to explain her decision and introduce her partner. Abandoning her form as a mermaid to become human was a grave violation of the rules they were bound to, and she expected Sobe to receive the news with utter contempt if not sever her ties with Yumiko completely. But her expectations were pleasantly subverted. Sobe herself had since forged her own deep bond of love and trust with Mari Minakuchi, one that similarly transcended their respective species, and understood her feelings, thanking her for introducing Intensei to her. However, Sobe never showed herself to Yumiko again after that. After many twists and turns in their quest for happiness, the spirit of Intensai Shiki, who sacrificed his body so that Yumiko could live as a human, had come to dwell in the body of a small dog, and he continued to enjoy retirement as a quiet life at Yumiko's side in his home in Tokyo to this day. Even before his retirement, and despite his current form, form, he remained an active force in the industry, having devoted his time to such things as talking Soto Kiryu on as his protege, after discovering his potential, assisting with management of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau for old time's sake, and sending Yumiko, who knew of the Bureau and the work it did, to help out as one of its members. Well, he got his wish, in a sense. We finally got a hold of the Forsaken Fish Curse. Now we can focus on the main issue at hand. Let's move on to the topic of Circe's Curse Stone, shall we?
Oh, right. Here it is. One of the locals we ran into earlier was planning to use this curse stone to cause a massacre, so we confiscated it.
Goodness, that's far more disturbing than I was imagining. Sounds like you were unlucky to escape unscathed. Where's this local now?
We managed to subdue her after taking her curse stone. I don't think she'll wake up for a while, so could you get someone to come and take her away?
Alright, we'll make the necessary arrangements later. So what was this would-be mass murderer, and what exactly was she planning to do?
She said her name was Kikuko Tsutsui. She didn't have any spirit sense to speak of, though. She tried to use her curse stone to get Avi to tell her what he knew about mermaids, but we managed to fend her off and take it from her.
That's right! She had hand mirrors and business cards marked with a symbol that serves as a target from the curse, and handed them around on the island in advance for whenever she needed to activate it.
A premeditated crime, in other words. And quite a thorough one, too. That was quite a dangerous position you were in.
I'll say, if we hadn't caught on her intentions, I've no doubt we'd be sleeping with the fishes by now.
Such is the nature of dealing with curses, I'm afraid. You never know when you might end up in the target.
No need to tell me twice, I've had quite enough of curses by this point.
A prudent attitude. A curse's corruption starts from the heart.
Indeed. I'll be sure to remember that.
Did you learn what this Kikuko was after in the end?
To be honest, I wasn't all that sure myself.
Apparently she was looking to get her hands on a mermaid to impress some tycoon called Yamashina, since he's looking for a way to become immortal.
What? A tycoon called Yamashima who wants to become immortal?
It couldn't be. Oh, you know him?
Did she mention where she got the curse stone from? Could Yamashina have given it to her?
Actually, it seems like that was someone else.
As Kikuko would tell it, she's Yamashima's illegitimate child, but he refused to acknowledge her. While she was pondering ways to gain his approval, this young CEO, his apprentice, swooped in. He offered her a sympathetic ear, and a curse stone to use to accomplish her goal. I think that was the long and short of it.
Something like that, yeah.
What? So there's someone else involved?
It turns out we knew the CEO she was talking about too. We were perfectly shocked.
So the CEO was the original owner of the curse stone, was he? What's his name?
He's a young man named Kipe Ikoma, although I dare say young isn't the first word that would come to mind when looking at him. What?
Kipe Ikoma? It can't be.
You know him too?
No, perhaps they simply share a name? The Kipe Ikoma we know should have died 6 years ago.
Died? What do you mean?
Would you mind taking a look at this, Avi?
A portrait sketch? And who might this be?
The Kipe Ikoma you know wouldn't happen to look like this, would he?
Kipe Ikoma? Oh no, he doesn't look like this at all.
Yep, this isn't him.
I see. Could you give us the curse stone you have, Circe?
Sure. Here you go.
Sada, would you mind taking a look at this one too?
Of course. This is the curse of Tomoshige? And it has the power to cleave its targets in two. Ma'am, this is it. The curse from the Toba case.
I thought so.
What's gotten everyone so excited all of a sudden?
Right, I suppose we should explain. The name of the man in the sketch I just showed you is Kipe Ikoma. He was killed 6 years ago, and his skeletal remains were recently found in Toba. The cause of his death was a curse, one that kills its victims by slicing through them, bone and all. In other words, it's highly likely he was killed by the curse within this curse stone, the curse of the Tomoshige.
Huh? Wait, but wouldn't that mean...
You're telling me that this Kipe Ikoma was killed 6 years ago by a curse wielded by Kipe Ikoma?
Yes. In other words, the cursed Ikoma is an imposter? The past Ikoma traveled through time. I feel like the first one is. The Kipe Ikoma you know, the company president, is a different man. He used his curse to kill the real one 6 years ago and assume his identity.
What? You're telling me he isn't the real Ikoma?
I see. So that's how it is.
In that case, just who is the man calling himself Kipe Ikoma now?
I can't say, but it seems like he's quite the dangerous fellow. Good thing we managed to take this curse stone, I'll say.
Yeah, at the very least, we shouldn't have to worry about him using his curse anymore.
By the way, I believe you have said that this Ikoma is Yoshihatsu Yamashina's apprentice? If that's the case, the Yamashina had someone work for him who had a curse stone. Could Yamashina have been pulling the strings from behind the scenes? It's possible. We should get in touch with the Detective Ide and see if he can't take Yamashina for the questioning. With any luck, he'll be able to detain Ikona as well. Is something wrong?
We kind of already told Ikona about the Forsaken Fish Curse Zone.
He did help us earlier, after all. It only felt fair.
I suppose we can assume that the information has reached Yamashina as well then.
Oh, right. He also asked us to look for a bronze mirror that used to lift the curse of the raging waves, the still-tied mirror, I think.
The still-tied mirror, eh? Just what could he be planning? Either way, it seems we'll have to keep an eye out for any moment of his end. Yes, we were hoping you could do us a little favor, Sissy. It seems you don't have a mermaid to be searching for anymore, so perhaps you could use that extra time to help us out?
What do you think, Avi?
Very well, permission granted.
How kind of you. It's nothing strenuous, I assure you. We just want to find out Kipe Ikona's current whereabouts, that's all.
Oh, so just an ordinary chore then.
We want to focus on getting the curse of the raging waves lifted as soon as possible, you see. It would be a huge help if you could pin him down in the meantime. He's definitely up to something, and most importantly, you know what he looks like. We'll ask a detective from the MIA please to look into things here too, but one can never be too cautious. Both his true identity and goal remain unclear. Be very careful when you're dealing with him.
I guess that means we'll have to look back to the mainland for now.
We do have some time left before the last ferry sets sail, I suppose.
Okay then. I do want to find out what's going on too, so we'll see what we can do there.
It seems we'll be helping you out with your work then, in that case. Please do consider putting in a word on my behalf.
Alright. I'll see what I can do. We appreciate the help. If you learn anything of note, leave a message at the station, alright?
Got it.
I suppose we should see about lifting the curse of the raging waves then. Let's get in touch with Detective Ide first. We can find Wakamura after that and see if we can't get him to cooperate.
Understood. Let's be on our way then.
So this is cracked but not fully shattered with possessions. Huh. Interesting. Point of contact. I'm gonna go ahead and just take a quick break and get myself something to eat and drink real quick. Bear back. Alright, I have to, I'll play for a little bit longer, but then I have to do some IRL stuff that I gotta do behind the scenes. Alright, so let's see. This is still freaking cracked, so there's something in there that we have to do still that is actually blocking us. We'll figure that out eventually, but... Point of contact. From Ukakodono to the Curse of the Raging Waves, Sato and Tsukasa run around the island searching for answers for the mountain of the problems before them. Let's think back to what has happened. After calming down Tsukasa, who had the wrong idea after seeing me with Shotaro by the beach, as the upstairs neighbors also start banging loudly, I explained that the Kantekisho ruins that I was immortal and that Mr. Wakamura was planning to hand me over to someone called Unkakodono. The two of us searched for a way to stop the curse of the raging waves. We also stopped by Wakamura's home to apologize to Shotaro, but no one was there.
After that, we met with Suyu, and I learned about who Mari Minakuchi truly was, as well as how the curse of the raging waves had been kept at bay by the bronze mirrors she left behind. We also ran into Azami. He looked desperate, saying the Kamashima hand mirror that Kikuko had given me was dangerous and he was going around collecting them. Tsukasa and I handed ours over to him, too. Then, after that...
Can't find Mr. Wakamura anywhere. We need to tell him about the bronze mirror as soon as possible.
Yeah. Oh! It's those two!
Oh yeah, they're the ones who were looking for the old man's place.
Excuse me?
Oh, if it isn't Sato. Good timing. I've got something to discuss if you don't mind.
Oh, alright. I actually have something to ask myself.
Huh? Since when did you two get to know each other?
Oh, right. We actually talked a bit after the last time we met. These two are from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. They're here to lift the curse of the raging waves.
Wait, seriously? Since when does the police deal in curses? We're a special unit dedicated to things like this. I hope we can be of help. Break. Yike! Mockingbirds, 16 out of 20. We're almost done with them. You end up passing through this intersection no matter where you go on the island. A narrow path with a gentle breeze makes a nice peaceful afternoon. Mind if I start from my side then?
Oh, not at all.
The good news is we figured out how to lift the curse of the raging waves.
Really? You have?
Whoa, seriously? That's huge! The bad news is that we need a few things to do it. We're in the middle of tracking them down.
If that's the case, let us help you.
Yeah, what do you need? Well, the first is called the Still Tide Mirror. A mirror used to hold back the curse of the raging waves. He's...
We know where that is! At least I think we do!
You do?
We just heard about it from Suyu Minakuchi.
I see. 5 years ago, Mari Minakuchi tried to break the curse with that mirror but failed. That explains why people blamed her for the Southern Sea disaster. If that mirror from back then is still here, then it's very likely to be the Still Tide Mirror.
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk to you about too.
I see. Thank you. Sounds like the pieces are coming together. But there is still one more piece we need. A descendant of the Taishima people. Which likely means Mari Minakuchi's son, Yuza Minakuchi, would be our best candidate. Yeah, that should work. Do you know where he is now? Not sure. We've been looking too, since we wanted to pass along what Suyu told us.
Alright, we should go search for him.
Really? That would be a huge help. We'll go and secure the mirror. Time is tight. If we split up, we'll need a point of contact in case we can't find each other. Could one of you stay in one place and handle communications between us? Good plan. Could one of you take that on?
A point of contact? It'd be best if it was...
Oh! Me. This is blanked out.
I'll do it.
Oh, really? Thanks, Sato! Where should we make the meeting spot? How about the community hall on Shuo Street? There's also a phone there we could use.
Got it. I'll be waiting there, so call if anything comes up.
Thank you. That would be a big help. Alright then, we'll retrieve the bronze mirror first, then track down Yuza Minakuchi and work on living the curse. Okay, Sato, good luck. If I find Yuza, I'll pass along what Suyu told us.
Please do. I'll be waiting here if you need anything.
Huh. These two are heavily cracked, but they're not fully cleared out. Interesting. To the sanctuary. After taking steps to distract Kikuko from her plot to unleash a curse that will cause a mass murder on Kamishima, Yuza asks Azami to retrieve the hand mirrors Kikuko distributed along across the island. Shortly after, Yuza is summoned for an audience with Yumiko Shiki.
there you are. You're Yuza Minakuchi, correct? That's me. I was told you'd come here, so here I am. Huh? Were you sent here too, Azami? Who, me? Nah, I was just passing by when I heard about what was going on, so I decided to wait here for you. Thanks, Azami. So as I understand it, you're the two brave police officers who were sent out here from Tokyo to deal with the curse of the raging waves? Brave? I wouldn't go that far. My name is Yumiko Shiki, and this is Soto Kiryu. Pleased to meet you. Am I mistaken, or did the two of you visit Kamashima yesterday as well? It almost seemed as if you ran away at the sight of me. Did I do something to scare you off? Dear me, you noticed us, didn't you? My apologies. I will explain everything shortly. Before I forget, that fellow over there has business with you as well, Yuza. Huh? Mr. Wakamura! He was fairly suspicious of us at first, but it seems we have finally earned his trust. He has kindly agreed to assist us in putting an end to the curse of the raging waves. Wait, really? Really. But tell me this. Is it true you're already familiar with this curse? And that's what your friend here told us. Yeah, more or less. Good. Then it seems we're all up to speed. The ray of sunlight bearing down on the misty, stifling humidity accompanied by the chorus of cicadas that somehow intensifying heat. Any bird? 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 No bird. Okay. So Mr. Walker-Murray has been trying to end the curse of the raging waves too, eh? Sounds like we weren't the only ones looking into the curse of the raging waves. Above all, hearing what Grand revealed came as a huge shock, especially to me. Tsutikuma was a descendant of the survivor of the Taishima, and that 5 years ago she tried to break the curse but failed. Guess I finally understand why Grand just sat back and took all the abuse the other islanders left us. Can't put my finger on it, but there's something mysterious about this woman. And I had no idea there were actually police officers who handled supernatural incidents. To be frank, I have a favor I'd like to ask of you as soon as possible. But I understand you must have questions, so we'll come back to that later. For now, ask me whatever you like. I have nothing further to add. I imagine this isn't easy for you, but I appreciate your cooperations. Right. So you found out about the curse of the raging waves then, eh, boy? Yeah, to an extent, anyway. I always figured your mother was behind it, and that she was descended from the raiders, but... Wait, really? That's why you blame my mom for the disaster? Well, you had it all wrong. Turns out she's a descendant of the Taishima Islanders, the victims. So you know more than you're laying on? No, that's just what Grant said. So you knew about this too, eh? Supposed to should have known. But see here, your mother tried to end the curse 5 years ago and failed, didn't she? If that's what brought on the disaster, I wasn't so far off after all, was I? But be that as it may, I still owe you an apology for pinning the curse on your mother all this time. Especially seeing as she was the one who found the bronze mirror and held the curse back for us. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. That's nice to hear. Good on you, Mr. Wakamura. At least you can admit when you made a mistake. When your own instructor comes along and tells you to change your views, what choice do you have? Instructor? Are you talking about that sorcerer friend of yours? That's right, we discovered the sorcerer's identity. From there, it wasn't too difficult to reach an understanding. And that's how we earned this fellow's cooperation as well. Seems I misjudged you. If my instructor says you're the real deal, then I reckon you must be. But just to be sure now, you do have a way to end this curse of the raging waves, yes? I can trust you on that? Yes, there are still a few points we need to confirm, but it's guaranteed to work. If that's true, then I suppose I won't be needing Ukakudono's help anymore. Ukakudono? You mean to say that Yamashina has known of a way to break the curse all along? Well, you know about Ukakudono too, eh? As a matter of fact, just yesterday he told me out of the blue he found a way to end it. Said he'd tell me what it was on the condition I brought him Sato Shiranami. Information he got from Ikoma, I have no doubt, and he asked for the girl, I see. And you were prepared to hand her over? Is she a relative of yours? So what if I was? That's got nothing to do with you.
If you say so. In any case, the information Yamashima had for you must be the same as what we have to share. So there's no longer any need for you to betray your own kin.
I'll hold you to that. All the same, I'm not sure.
Something else troubling you?
According to you, when Mari Minakuchi failed to break the curse, it brought on the disaster 5 years ago. But is that really the truth?
What are you getting at?
Well, if that still time mirror worked as it should, then it wouldn't have been no disaster, would there? That only leaves one possibility, don't it? That the Raging Waves Curse Bearer was stirring up trouble.
By curse bearer, I assume you mean a descendant of the raiders of Taishima?
Exactly. If someone of that lineage got anywhere near the Southern Sea, the wrath of Taishima would churn up those waters into a maelstrom. Anyhow, my instructor swears that the true cause of the disaster 5 years ago, and I'm inclined to agree.
So that's your theory, is it? Now I understand why you suspected Mari Minakuchi's heritage. Though I gather this instructor of yours never actually accused her of being the curse bearer.
True. Never was sure on that point. Said we couldn't be certain, given how it had been 5 years and all. But all things considered, who could blame me for being suspicious of her? No one knew where she came from.
I don't wish to doubt your instructor, but I'm not sure how much water this theory holds.
Yet we cannot rule out the entirety, given what we know of the sorcerer's powers. So you're skeptical, eh? Not if you had a better idea, though, is it?
Well, you do have a point. The issue remains. If Mari wasn't the curse bearer, who else could it have been?
Well, can't say I figured that out yet, but...
Sorry to interrupt, but I have something to say. Yes? Assuming my mom wasn't the Raging Waves curse bearer, I have a theory. See, I read over the reports of the incident again and again, and there's something I noticed. Oh? And what might that be? Well... Report of the incident. I don't think we actually got information from an incident report. Did we? See, Mie Prefecture, Ise, Futagima, Toba City, Ichiki, Onora Village, Mount Asama. Southern Sea disaster, here we go. See, 5 years ago, resulting in a maritime accident in which a total of 10 people went missing. 3 fishing vessels that had set out to sea for Kamashima were suddenly caught in an unanticipated storm and foundered, leaving all but one of the 11 fishermen and alma divers on board missing. When the ships were later dredged up and searched, not a single body was discovered. The sole survivor was Yuza Miyakuchi, who was a middle school student at the time. His parents, Tosuke Minakuchi and Mari Minakuchi, as well as Azomi Kumoi's father, Kyokichi Kumoi, were among the victims. Local in the area reported heard eerie rumbling from the sea on the morning of the incident. Eerie rumbling. List of casualties. Medium-sized fishing vessel Daiichi Kyosei Maru founded. Captain Kyokichi Kumoi and all 5 crew members reported missing. Small-sized fishing vessel Omae Maru founder Captain Yukichi Nishikawa and 1 passenger, identity unknown, reported missing. Small-sized fishing vessel with Minakuchi Maru founder Captain Tosuke Minakuchi and other crew member reported missing. 1 passenger recovered with slight injuries, dissociative amnesia due to psychological trauma. When the boat the Minakuchi family was on was about to sink, Mari's Tosuke Minakuchi put a life buoy on this son Yuza and helped him escape the boat before it was engulfed in it. Despite the slim chance of survival in such a dire situation, Yuza was miraculously found drifting into the sea the next day, still wearing the life buoy, and was successfully rescued. He had no external injuries. A shock of accident had left him in a state of confusion, and he has little memory of what happened at the time. After the accident plunged Kamishima into a state of deep sorrow. Fishermen and alma divers temporarily stopped fishing to mourn. Mori was executed in honor of loss. Due to memory loss, the sole survivor Yuza appeared relatively composed in contrast to the grief of those around him. Many found it unnerving, and Yuza became increasingly isolated from the rest of the community. Let's see. Yuza's grandmother Suya Minakuchi sent him away from an island and everything. 5 years after the incident, feeling animosity toward Marimi and Kuji remained deeply ingrained in people of Kamashima, with the truth of the accident still shrouded in mystery. Deep scars and suspicions continue to linger in the hearts of the islanders. Eerie rumbling from the sea on the morning of the incident. There's another possible cause, namely, that day there was a rumbling over the sea since this early morning. Couldn't that have been the underlying cause of the disaster? That doesn't sound right to me. I'm afraid you have things backward, Yuza. The rumbling was not the cause, but rather a side effect of what occurred that day. Right, guess I got carried away. So that's what I meant to say. There's something else I realized after reading the reports about the Kamashima Southern Sea disaster. That is the right report that I was actually looking at. The Southern Sea disaster, right? Yeah. Wait a minute. Medium-sized fishing vessel. Captain Kiyokichi Komoi and 5 crew members. Founder Yukichi Nishikawa and 1 passenger, identity unknown. Another suspect? Oh! It is supposed to be that. Another suspect, namely on the Ome Maru. I remember reading that the identity of one of the passengers aboard the Ome Maru was unknown. Couldn't they have been the curse bearer? Interesting. Well, Mr. Wakamura, what do you know of this mysterious individual?
The Ome Maru. That was Yukichi Nishikawa's boat. As I recall, according to the departure declaration, the Ome Maru had taken someone on board, someone in business on the mainland who had research to do. But as no name was given, no one had a clue who they were.
Oh, I thought the point of these declarations was to keep a record in case of accidents. Sounds to me like someone was careless.
Can't deny that.
So this passenger was never identified?
No, but mind you, eyewitnesses reports say that when the Ome Maru set sail that day, the captain was alone on board. So maybe he picked them up from the mainland, or maybe they never boarded to begin with. Who's to say?
But do you think it's possible the person could have been the curse bearer?
Could be if it wasn't Mare. I'd make for a hell of a coincidence, though.
Unfortunately, since this Nishikawa fellow isn't around, there's no way to find out.
Well, I've already apologized, so I can't say much concerns me anymore. All I care about now is putting an end to the curse of the raging waves.
Probably working his gray matter into overdrive to keep everything going on. So it's time to explain everything properly. Considering all of this myself. This building with the neighborhood associations of making hell, Tsukasa must be the most of her family ties to getting free access to a relay station. Apparently Salt is still inside waiting to handle the communications. Luckily, I bet it's nice and cool in there with the air conditioner on. That reminds me, any luck with those hand mirrors, Azami?
No worries there, got them all back.
Every last one? You must be the fastest mirror collector in Japan. I know I could count on you. Thanks, Azami. Oh? Are you talking about the mirrors Kikuko Susui was handing out earlier?
How'd you know?
I realized they were dangerous, so I had Azami collect them all. Really? Does that mean you figured out they were the targets of a curse?
Wait, you know about that? So it was true. What's the deal with these things anyway?
I see. So these curse stones can be used to kill people instantly. But since Kikuko's curse stone was confiscated, the danger's passed.
Phew, what a relief.
What I want to know is how you found out that Kikuko intended to use those hand mirrors and the targets of the curse to begin with. About that. I'm not sure you'll believe me, but... You encountered... What? You encountered a Tomokazuki while you were diving and it showed you a vision? That's the long and short of it. Any idea what it means? Paranormal encounters are your area of expertise, after all.
I have known instances of phenomena capable of instilling memories. However, your experience does not seem to fit with any of them. I wonder what the thing looked like you. That's the strangest part of my book. Hold up, you don't think this is Tomokazuki could be a kind of curse, do you? It is true that some curses are accompanied by phantoms known as curse echoes. Yet as the apparition Yuza encountered warned him of impending danger, it seems unlikely to have been a productive harmful curse. That being said, I'm afraid I cannot begin to guess its true nature. Well, at least the hand mirror's cars is dealt with. That's a load off our minds. Right, but we're not done yet. One calamity down, one to go. Oh yeah, guess we can't relax till the curse of the raging waves is broken too.
Where shall we begin? Before you go, I have one last question to ask you, Yuza.
Oh, and what would that be?
Well, how should I put this? It's a delicate subject. Mind if I have a private word?
Huh? So, what did you want to talk about? Just so we're clear, if you're looking for girl pearls, I don't know anything about that.
That would require dedicated handling, but that's not what I meant. Yuza, when you got caught in the disaster 5 years ago, did you by chance encounter a mermaid?
Huh?
Actually, I did.
I did, but how did you know about that?
Good of you to tell the truth, that makes this easier. As for how I know, that would be because it's the only possible explanation.
Meaning?
Come now, Yuza. A mermaid has cursed you with the immortality. You're an 800-year immortal.
What?
You can't hide the truth from me, these eyes don't lie. I assume it occurred during the disaster 5 years ago. You must have nearly died. But then you were revived by a mermaid and made immortal. Surely you must have realized this by now?
Yeah. You got me. I'm an immortal boy with an undying body.
Why did this happen to you, I wonder?
I wish I knew. If you can tell me more about it, would you mind filling me in?
I suppose that's only fair. What would you like to know?
I was wondering, does me being immortal have anything to do with my mom? I mean, is there any chance she could have been a mermaid?
None whatsoever.
Oh.
In all likelihood, you received your immortality from the Mermaids Sobe. You see, Mari Minakuchi was a descendant of the clan that was tasked with escorting Sobe back to Ryugu. That much I'm certain of.
Is that why she tried to break the curse of the raging waves 5 years ago?
I can only assume so. However, as the seal over the entrance to Ryugu had yet to break, things didn't go as planned.
Does this mean Sobe could still be nearby? Maybe she's living in the sea around Kamashima.
I'm afraid there's little chance of that. See, when the entrance to Ryugu was unsealed 3 months ago, Sobe would have been able to return home.
Oh. Well, I guess that means Mom's duty was fulfilled in the end. That's something at least.
Do you know of any way I can beat this mermaid? You don't give up easily, huh? And you another mermaid fan?
Another fan?
Those foreigners who visited the island recently were also very keen on meeting a mermaid.
Oh, you mean that author and his young guide?
Sure do. You've spoken with them, I take it?
Actually, no, I never met them. But I saw them when I had that vision.
Is that so? Well, all I can say to you is the same thing I told them. Meeting a mermaid is no longer possible.
Does that mean there's no way to visit Ryugu either?
The thing is, Ryugu is pretty close to what's typically referred to as the afterlife. You might say it's the space between our world and the land of the dead.
And there's no way to travel there? None at all?
Sorry, no. You'll just have to accept that.
And there's no way to travel there? None at all? Earlier you said a mermaid cursed me. What exactly did you mean by that?
Just what it sounds like. For 800 years, you'll be incapable of aging or dying. What is that but a curse? Your very existence defies the laws of nature. You can hardly be turned human. You are now an anomalous being, something closer to a spirit. Though for that matter, I'm in no position to talk.
Huh?
Still, I do feel sorry for you. What possessed her to curse you? A mere child? I should like to know.
I always thought that mermaids saved my life. Was I wrong?
Well, that depends on how you look at things. Personally, I wouldn't call what she did saving you at all. At the end of the day, she saddled you with an existence worse than death. Is that terrible? It's only been 5 years. The people around you probably think you're a late bloomer. But give it another decade or two and your static appearance will start to stand out. And should you ever meet with a would-be fatal accident in public, it's all over for you. If your immortal nature is exposed, you'll be bombarded with public scrutiny at best. At worst, you'll be captured and experimented on. Either way, from that moment on, you'll never be able to lead a normal life in human society again. Is that a third? Third what? Humans have always converted immortality, countless dreams of it even today. But this reality is only the first few decades of your existence are bound to be enjoyable. It's only going to get harder for you as time goes on. Humans were never meant to live for hundreds of years. A lifespan that long is unendurable. And speaking as a member of law enforcement, the existence of immortal beings must be kept hidden, or all sorts of problems can arise. Immortal, or is this the second one you mentioned? Haven't had time to watch back yet. Second time. Yuza Minakuchi is the second 800-year immortal that's currently roaming about. If you're thinking Yumeko is the third one, no, she's actually, Nagame that actually turned herself human. So she's technically a mermaid once before. Gotta stick it, dang it. 1 sec. Apologies for that. Brother was calling to ask about stuff. Anyways. Problems like what? Well, it's not easy to keep a lid on things these days, and it doesn't take much to incite a panic or start a war. Just last year, there was that ruckus over the rite of resurrection, if you'll remember. Suffice to say, whenever I track down an 800-year immortal, I can't just leave them be.
What are you saying? Are you going to arrest me?
Ordinarily, I would. Protocol dictates that I capture an 800-year immortals I find and seal them in an underground vault. And that's the fate I was thinking of when I mentioned that being immortal is an existence worse than death. Don't worry, I've got no intention of taking you anywhere just yet. You're a special case. The way I see it, you're essentially the victim here. Not to mention, I need your help breaking the curse of the raging waves. So it seems like we'll have to find a way to compromise. I don't know why, but you're looking for information about mermaids as well, right? Well, for starters, mermaids aren't meant to interfere in the lives of mortals. Even their kind don't approve of that.
Really?
In fact, generally speaking, creating an 800-year immortal is flat out forbidden. Despite that, Ise Bay made you immortal. In other words, the mermaid went out her way to place a curse on you. I guess that settles it. Her intent wasn't to save me after all. Exactly. I was hoping you'd be able to tell me what made her go that far. But it turns out you're just as clueless as I am.
Yep.
Then all we know for sure is that something happened between Ise Bay and your mother that day. And that led to you being made immortal. Whether that was simply to save your life or for some other reason, there's unfortunately no way of knowing. There's something else that's been bugging me. Can mermaids create 800-year immortals at will? As in, you don't really have to eat their flesh? Actually, you do. You can't become immortal without ingesting a bit of mermaid flesh, even if it's a tiny piece. However, it's not as simple as cutting off a slice. Mermaid's flesh withers away the moment it is served and loses all its efficiency. In order for a mermaid to create an immortal of her own volition, she would have to allow a human to bite her directly. How could that happen without the human's consent? I mean, I was barely conscious when I became an undead boy. I mean, an 800-year immortal. Like I said, even the tiniest piece, a mere scrap of their tail, would do the trick. You could move someone's jaw while they were unconscious and get them to bite. It's not impossible. Oh, damn. Guess it was a lot more forceful than I was imagining. So all you have to do is bite a living mermaid and you become immortal? Pretty much, though I assume a few mermaids would consent to that. So that's how it works. But if the flesh has been severed, ingesting it would extend your lifespan at all, huh? That's right, ordinarily anyway. Ordinarily? You mean there's an exception? If a mermaid's flesh is cut within the confines of Ryugu, it won't wither away, it just grows back. Huh. Well, I've got you here, I guys might as well ask. Is there no way to reverse immortality? you wouldn't be the first 800-year immortal to seek that possibility. But unfortunately, the answer is no. The moment you become immortal, you lose your mortal form for good. I see. And is there no way for an 800-year immortal to die, other than by waiting for the lifespan to end? No, it is simply impossible. That's what makes it a curse. Not that I want to experiment, but what would happen if say, I threw my body into a furnace or a vat of acid? The instant it resulted in death, you would begin to reform, starting from part of you with the largest remaining piece of your heart. Every other part you would then vanish. No matter how beyond repaired your body becomes, it will be healed when you resurrect. I see. On the other hand, you wouldn't be healed if your injuries aren't fatal, no matter how badly hurt you are. For example, taking the furnace scenario you mentioned, if your body remained in the furnace after you resurrected, you would burn to death again, then revive again, and so on in an endless cycle. All while fully conscious. Shit, sounds like hell. My advice, be very careful not to fall into any bottomless pits. Right. I'll be sure to keep that in mind if I ever go near one. By the way, you mentioned I'd resurrect from the part around my heart. Does that mean that if my head was cut off, only my body would regenerate? Well, yes, that should be the case. But what would happen to my consciousness? My memories, my thoughts, all of that is stored in the brain, isn't it? That's a tough one. As I mentioned, every part of you except the one that resurrects will vanish. So it seems likely that everything inside your head, including your consciousness, would vanish too. That can happen? Does that mean my regenerated body would have an entirely new consciousness? Well, it seems 800 years immortals do sometimes have fuzzy memories after they resurrect, but I never known anyone who tried what you're describing. It's possible for your conscious would be reinstated, carried over just as it was before. Though it's equally impossible that it would be divided or become a new entity. There's no way to know unless you decide to test it out yourself. Divided, huh? Look, I wish I could make this easier on you, but there's nothing I can do. Yeah. Still, so long as you stay put on the island and kept a low profile, I'm prepared to leave you be. You managed to keep your immortality a secret for 5 years now and all. Thank you. I swear I'll do everything in my power not to get found on. So please, don't arrest me. But I'm curious, what were you intending to do if you found a way to meet Ise Bay? Honestly, at first I just wanted to thank her for saving me, but after what you've told me, that's changed. How so? Well, now I'm more curious to hear about why she decided to make me an 800-year immortal, and about what happened with my mom that day. Can't say I blame you. And I understand where you're coming from, but it just can't be done. Even if I can't meet her, isn't there some way I could learn the truth? Well, you can't ask her directly or communicate with her in any way. But you know, I heard you have no memory of the incident 5 years ago, is that true? Huh? Well, yeah, the doctors reckon it's because of the shock. Even my memories of meeting a mermaid are really hazy. Then isn't it possible Ise Bay told you something that day? If so, the memory of what you heard must be buried in the depths of your subconscious. If I can find a way to remember it, but I wouldn't even know how to start, where would I find my memory of a mermaid? I don't know. The only piece of advice I have for you is to think back, delve into your memories, and scour them from corner to corner. I'm actually gonna save real quick. Thinking about it, you must have encountered Ise Bay before. All you need to do is locate your memory of that time. Alright then, well, you better head back or your friend will start to wonder what's happening to you. Right, thanks for answering my questions. Welcome back! Everything okay, Yuza? Of course. If it wasn't, I'd have to make a dramatic entrance. Glad to see your usual oddball self. Guess there's something to worry about then. 400 years ago, an Omyoji sealed the entrance to Ryugu in an attempt to contain the curse of the raging waves, and left behind instructions as to how the curse could be broken after 400 years had elapsed. There are 3 steps that must be followed. Just 3, huh? First, thou must unbind my seal risen from the dust within the iron box. Second, thou must offer the steel-tied mirror bequeathed by the sacrifice to the sanctuary. Third, let those who share blood with the lost souls of Taishima be the ones to offer appeasement. That should be the wording, if I remember correctly. Let's consider each of the steps in turn. First, as to the iron box, that refers to the container in which these instructions were kept. It surfaced when the entrance to Ryugu was unsealed. It stands to reason that the seal mentioned in the first step must also have appeared somewhere. What is this seal, anyway? It's the Omiyuji's own symbol, the same symbol used to seal the entrance to Ryugu. And this is what it looks like. I expect we'll find a mark identical to this one on the map somewhere on the seas floor. The marked location is likely the sanctuary mentioned in the second step. It should be the vicinity of Kashima. Oh, actually, something told me there's a pretty good chance the seal has already been taken care of. Huh? Oh my god, I actually forgot I unhooked that shit a long ass fucking time ago. I entirely forgot. See, I found something like that when I was out diving this morning, and I don't know what came over, but I just went ahead and yanked the chains off. You what? Seriously, Yuza? I felt pretty guilty about it at the time, but I'm sure it was the same mark, so that means we've already completed the first step, right? If anything, you could say unbinding that seal was what all my diving training was for? That's one way of looking at it. In any case, all's well that ends well. Good work, Yuza. Moving right along. The second step centers around the steel-tied mirror bequeathed by the sacrifice. And that's got to be the mirror Mari Minakuchi found, which we have just retrieved from the shrine in the bay. From what I heard, that mirror was what been holding the curse in check all these years. Oh. I meant to say that as Yuza. Oh well. That's right. And now it must be offered to the sanctuary. The former site of the Taishima sanctuary should lie in that area. Perhaps that is the location we seek. In that case, I reckon the hole where I encountered the Toma Kazuki is the most likely the spot. After all, it only appeared a few months back. I can't think of anywhere else it could be. That does seem likely. The only problem is, there's no way through. Huh? How's that? Well, there's a powerful current in there. Going too far and it'll drag you down to the depths in an instant. That does not strike me as a natural phenomenon. It is possible the sanctuary lies within. And perhaps one must have the steel-tied mirror in the hand to pass through safely. That makes sense. Then it seems the way forward is clear as far as the first two steps are concerned. Right. That just leaves the third. The final instruction stipulates that a descendant of the Taishima Islanders must carry out these tasks, meaning you, Yuza. So that's why I was called here, huh? Well, I've already undone the Omiyuji seal, so all that's left is to take the steel-tied mirror through that hole and offer it to the sanctuary. We're counting on you, Yuza. If you pull this off, the curse of the raging wave should be broken for good. Let's hop to it then. I'll take you out to the boat. Thanks, Izami. Sounds like this is a job for the patron saint of diving. The patron saint? What are you talking about? Don't worry about it. It's a private joke. Well, I dare say that covers everything we needed to discuss. It's time the two of you were on the way. That curse won't break itself. Come on, Yuza. The future of Kamashima is riding on you. Right. I'll do everything I can. Minakuchi Yuza. If you're in this curse, I'll see to it that the rumors about you go away and that you're hailed as the hero of Kamashima. So get it done. You hear that, Yuza? This is a chance to clear your name for good. Sounds like a fair deal. You can count on me, Mr. Wakamura. Ready to roll, Yuza? You got that bronze mirror with you? Yep, I've got it right here. Ready when you are. Since the seal's already taken care of, you already gotta do is check on the hole you found last time, right? Yeah, this will be a piece of cake. It's just there and back. I couldn't do it in my sleep. Nothing wrong with being confident, but don't get cocky. You still gotta be careful down there. Good luck, Yuza. I'll be waiting right here. Alrighty.
Good. Looks like that powerful corona is receded. Should be able to make it through now. Only one way to find out. What, no birds? I actually gathered all 4 of the birds. This place feels vaguely familiar. Have I been here before? Maybe I'm just imagining things. There's a tunnel here. Is this the right way? There's an open space here, but it's pitch black. Could this be the sanctuary? Good thing I brought up my flashlight. Let's see. There, now I can see. Time to have a good look around. It's hard to get my bearings, but I think this is the right. Nothing here but wall. This would be the left of the entrance, I think. Nothing here, though. Huh? That's weird. Felt a presence just now, but it's like it vanished the second I switched on my flashlight. From what I saw, the space up ahead doesn't look that big. Should head in and take a look around. Huh? I'm sure I saw something just now. Holy shit, that was Ise. Something's back there, but it only appears when my flashlight is switched off. Guess I better take a closer look. This way should take me further in. That stone archway over there. Could that be the entrance to Ryugu? Should take a closer look. Stone archway. Could be the entrance to Ryugu. But nothing happens when I go near it. Guess humans really can't travel there after all. So all I need to do is break the curses, leave the bronze mirror here, right? There's a lot of puzzles on the floor. I better watch my step. Maybe I should try making an offering of the mirror near the entranceway? Try offering the mirror. Okay, here goes nothing. Nothing happened. Did that do it? No way, I must have done something wrong. Well, that clearly didn't work. Maybe I should take another look around or something. What the hell was that? Wait a minute. Is that the mermaid Ise? Not in the flesh, but what's it called? A curse-like echo. Like the imprint of a curse. What if this mermaid's echo indicates the presence of the curse? If so, now's my chance to offer the still-tied mirror. Now, curse of the raging waves, heed my call and troubles us no more.
Ah, there you are. Good work out there. We felt it the moment you pulled it off. The curse of the raging waves is gone for good, and it's all thanks to you. Indeed. A job well done. The curse aura that once enveloped the island has faded without a trace. Really? Phew! We sure couldn't tell, but turns out it worked. Hear that, Yuza? You did it! Yeah. Now we can finally relax. Well, that is certainly one problem taken care of. Now my assistant and I can focus on another issue that requires our attention. Already? Sounds like you got a lot of work on your plate. Naturally. Our conveniences is a little concerned at the paranormal. There you are! I've been looking all over for you! Huh? Oh, hey Tsukasa, what's up? Not you! I'm talking to Miss Shiki! There's a call for you over at the station, ma'am. A call? I suppose this must be a police matter. Understood. I'll head over there right away. You'll have to excuse us, but if there's anything else, feel free to contact me. I will. Thank you for everything. So, Spill! What happened with the curse? It's gone. Yuza ended it. Yay! Nice one, Yuza! No, I reckon I've gotten a knack for this. Maybe I'll go into the curse-breaking business. Hit me up if you need any of your curses broken. You never know, that might be your true calling. Maybe it suits you even better than being an alma diver. Come to think of it, we better let old man Wakamura know how it went down. Where'd he go off to anyway? Don't ask me. Maybe he went home? Probably. How about you, Yuza? Wanna go see him? Yeah, okay. I suppose we did make that deal. But it can wait until after I had a chance to change clothes and take a breather. I'm beat. Fair enough. I guess it's not like there's any hurry, huh? In the meantime, I'll go work on the boat. Let's meet up later, yeah? As for me, I'll track down Sato and Suyu and fill them in later. Several hours later. By the way, Yuza, you haven't given up on finding that mermaid, have you? Any new leads? Sort of. Mrs. Shiki shared some information with me earlier when she pulled me aside. Really? Oh, I guess experts in the supernatural would know about mermaids too, huh? So, what did she say? Did you find out what you have to do meet one? Actually, it turns out that the mermaid who saved me isn't in this world anymore. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? It means she's gone back to Ryugu, to the world beyond. Apparently it's a place between this world and the world of the dead. Wait, really? Does it mean mermaids aren't from our world? I guess not. Well, sounds like you hit a dead end. Hey, Miss Wagamura, you in? We come to tell you the good news. Yuza did it. He broke the curse. So you better keep up your end of the deal. Maybe he didn't hear you? Hey, anybody home? I'm coming in. Huh? The door's already open. That's weird. Mr. Wakamura? What the? Why is he dead? What? Mr. Wakamura, don't tell me he's... I'll believe it. Did a curse cause it? But we ended the curse, didn't we? Well, unfortunately, that's probably where I'm gonna have to end. What the fuck is going on? Why is he dead? Nani dayo? Nani? Well, guess we're gonna have to figure this out another time then. Shit. Well, that's going to be it for today's stream. I have to actually do some stuff IRL before I have to go ready for work. Either way, if you are interested, I will be posting this onto YouTube later. I do have socials in case if people actually want to do any sort of notifications on other websites aside from Discord. I will be opening my Discord probably later, not this week, but the week after my birthday subathon and birthday streamathon and everything else like that. But either way, that is going to be it for me. What a twist! I was not expecting this. This is still going on and it's going to be even more chaotic as the day progresses, I guess. But either way, that is definitely going to be it for me. Thank you so much for liking, listening, and watching. I'll see you guys Thank you guys so much for looking, listening, and watching for everything. I will see you guys another time when it comes to this whole spiel and debacle. We're gonna go ahead and... Who are we gonna raid? Oh, okay.